Hello, and welcome to episode 9 of Things We Play. It's Wednesday the 14th of September. My name's Mike Goldman and this is Shaun Hart.
Hi.
Hi, Shaun. We're back.
We're back.
We've had a brief, that really is a generous way of putting it, hiatus, where through all sorts of issues, be it broadband issues, be it Podomatic being, our web host being crap, be it you having tonsillitis, which, let me tell you, listeners, was a joy. But we're back. We're back now. Things will be resuming regular programming, I suppose, with one minor change.
Yeah.
Three of you out there may remember a few episodes back, we were a man down, as we were. Cheryl couldn't make it for the podcast. For that particular episode, I like to think that we held the fort pretty well, Shaun.
We did an awesome job.
I think some would argue it's maybe the best episode we've done yet. So, as with all news, it comes in pairs, good and bad. The bad news is, Cheryl is no longer with us. I mean, she's not dead.
No.
She's just no longer part of the regular Things We Play programming. She'll still be doing stuff for us.
Yeah.
She's actually going to do some stuff for us on the Eurogamer event coming up at the, it's about in about a month's time, isn't it?
No, it's Friday.
Right, well, it's Friday. So that's good. So we'll be getting some stuff from Cheryl from that, which will be quite cool if she's going to see some games. So we'll hear from Cheryl again in the future, but as far as regular stuff goes,
she's got other commitments.
Yeah, that's basically it. So every now and then one of us might make a gobby little comment about something, just to try and,
remind you.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't forget her.
Oh, there we go. So that's it. It's just us for this episode. It's episode 9. I did mention that.
You did.
I'm mentioning it again.
Good.
Because who doesn't like a 99 in their ice cream? Is it? So actually, just before we get started,
I fucking hate Mr. Whippy ice cream.
Well, yeah, I know, but
it's
not
literally just
exclusively.
milk.
Well, yeah, but milk's good for you.
Right.
But the 99,
right,
is that the name of the ice cream as a whole, including the flake? It used to represent the price as well.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since they've been 99p, but is the 99 just the flake?
A nice flake in it.
It's a flake in an ice cream. All right, that's fine. If anyone knows, if anyone can clarify that, I think that's right, to be fair.
Tweet one of us.
But yeah, let us know, because that's... If Mr. Whippy, so maybe at Mr. Whippy. He's got, I bet you that he's on Twitter. He's got to be. Today.
Even if it's not the Mr. Whippy, I imagine there is someone that calls himself at Mr. Whippy.
Well, I suppose that's true. But I'd like the idea of his tweets being...
I'll look for him tonight.
99 tonight. There we go. Someone just bought a screwball. Running low on cider golds. Cornetto's doing rather well.
I used to like the Mr. T cola ice lollies. Don't remember those?
Maybe.
You're looking slightly confused.
I'm a big fan of a cola ice lolly. I'm a big fan of a lemonade ice lolly.
Yeah, lemonade
Sparkle.
Sparkles were the shit.
And
they were cheap. They were like 10p.
Yeah, exactly. That was the beauty. The cheapest ice creams are the best.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sparkles recommended. Don't know if any of this stuff exists anymore.
Probably not.
What's happening to today's youths? That's why they're rioting.
It's all fucking £2 magnums.
Crazy. But yeah, so that's the ice cream chat out of the way. Well, quite a lot of games come out since we last spoke.
There's been one or two, yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Cheryl had played a large portion of them. We were relying on her, but...
yeah, well, that's fine. She hated them all. Or maybe she didn't.
She seems quite like Rise of Nightmares.
Oh, the Connect
because it's not on the rails, as everyone
but it's kind of weird, isn't it? So that actually,
it sounded very strange.
To explain what Rise of Nightmares is. Rise of Nightmares is a Sega game. Sega made a game for Connect.
Yep.
And it's basically an on-rails shooter being on-rails.
No.
It's first person entirely, isn't
it?
I'll tell you what it is. It's House of the Dead, but you're controlling your movement.
Vaguely, sort of. Apparently there's bits where it's static, where you're standing still. But for the most part, you have to kind of step to make your character move. Yeah,
it's kind of, so you step forward to make you move forward, so you turn your body left and right.
It sounded very bizarre and complicated.
But you can, while you're playing it, if you want, you just hold up your right hand. And
it'll automatically for you. Yeah, she did say that. Yeah.
Weird, and to be honest, didn't look. It's not for me.
No,
but it's interesting to see. I'm happy to see better use of Connect. So that's one thing, because Gunstringer is another one that's just come out, and Gunstringer looks wicked.
Possibly I'll be talking about it in the next episode. It's a possibility. I would say it's.
Yeah, I've not played it, but it looks like Twisted Pixel have done a good job with it, and it's almost the first one. You can play sitting down.
Yeah.
Which they are pumping quite a lot for it. But it's got an interesting control scheme because you're like controlling.
It sounded very confusing. Yeah,
it's
like
one hand movement.
Your left hand moves. You make a kind of puppet holding sort of hand gesture, and then the other hand you aim at the screen and then pull back to the shoulder to shoot. So it's like recoil from the gun. Is how you shoot.
Which is quite cool. You know, if it works, it's quite cool. I play that sitting down probably quite happily. The only thing is whether it's got that joyride feel of, man, my arms are killing me. I can imagine
your left arm is going to get very tired very quickly.
But the style looked wicked. It's still like standard Twisted Pixel stuff. Still got all the FMV thing. It had kind of Monty Python almost vibe to it as well, with big hands coming down and stuff and moving shit around. It's alright. It doesn't look great. I don't like the style of the actual characters and stuff.
You mean the render?
Yeah, exactly. It's just feels a bit cheap. Feels like, I don't know.
I mean, that's the problem with a lot of Kinect games, though, I find. That they look quite crappy. Yeah.
But then Gunstring is cheap as well, isn't it?
It's 30 quid off the shelf, and you get Fruit Ninja in the box. That's like, and you get free DLC.
Yeah, the free DLC, I was just checking out today. Free DLC is amazing. It's day one DLC. And I don't know what they've done it. I think it's because they're well known now for all of their crazy FMV that they put into all their games, Explosion Man stuff, and Comic Jumper. But they've just done it's called the Wavy Tube Man Chronicles. And it's like Mad Dog McCree. It's almost it is entirely FMV.
Yeah.
And it's just like a shit Mad Dog thing, but it's made by the Troma guys. It's made by the Troma team. So it's got a real. So it's shit, but that's what's kind of lovable about it.
Yeah.
And it's this mad Wild West story with crazy sci-fi in it that is just nuts. I think people are going to hate it.
Probably.
But it's free DLC.
You'll probably get cult status instantly.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be like 5 people online going, it's the greatest thing ever made. It's artistic, executed.
It looks mental.
And everybody else is going, it's dog shit.
But also free day one DLC, I have no problem with.
No, it's always a nice bonus.
Yeah, exactly. So that's worth checking out. So yes, there's some good Kinect stuff. I want to.
Interesting Kinect stuff.
Yeah.
Let's not go as far as saying good. There's some interesting stuff.
This looks like what the launch Kinect stuff should have been.
Yeah,
like.
Definitely. Yeah. And then by this point, we might have actually been playing some good Kinect stuff.
Yeah, that is true. So I'm steering away from talking about games at the moment because one of the games we're going to talk about is Deus Ex, which presumably is going to be quite a lengthy chat. And we have interesting views on that. So I don't know that, but is there any other news that's kind of happened in the break? Anything? Well, there's the 3DS stuff.
Yeah, let's talk 3DS because I'm now a proud
that's right. You got
owner of a 3DS. I say proud in the loosest sense of the word.
Yeah, I mean, I think you, like many people, quite recently were happy to get a 3DS. Yeah. You know, they've seen a little boost in sales because they dropped the price and all those free games and stuff. Yeah. It's been quite a good time, seemingly, to get involved in 3DS.
Star Fox is out.
Star Fox is out, yeah, exactly. But Nintendo, and I struggle to say the word Nintendo now without sort of bashing my head against the wall, spitting on the floor, or just generally getting my arse out. We've been seeing them slowly lose the plot, I think, for a little while now. But now they just look like they've just fucked it. Like it looks like they're almost going, we've got another Virtual Boy in our hands. They have great news for some. Everyone wanted dual analog sticks on the 3DS. Yeah, that's what everyone's wanted for ages. They wanted it on the PSP when that first came out. Yeah. We all want dual analog sticks. Yeah. Games are played with dual analog sticks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3DS comes out. It didn't have one. Oh, shame. But it's 3D and it's stylus. Yay. They've added an analog stick. They've got this peripheral, the size of about 4 3DS.
You kind of jumping all over the place in your anguish. So
it's very
for the current 3DS of owners.
There is a peripheral.
To combat the fact that you only have one analog stick.
And it is massive. It is this thing that clips on the bottom half of your 3DS and adds a right analog stick to the right hand side. So it sticks out a good inch on the right hand side at least. And maybe a good half inch around the bottom and around the other side. Yeah. It is massive. If you've got a case for your 3DS or you carry it in your pocket.
Yeah, if you've got a flip and play, you're fucked.
You ain't using this. Now, admittedly, they're doing it in conjunction with Monster Hunter, which is coming over. Yeah. Which Well, I don't like Monster Hunter.
No, I don't like Monster Hunter.
But it's popular. It's popular.
It is.
You know?
It is.
And that's what it's coming for. But they've already listed a whole bunch of other titles that are supporting this.
So I guess Resident Evil. I mean, I think Resident Evil was kind of penciled in for March next year.
Yeah,
anyway.
I think so. Yeah, Revelations.
That's been upgraded to dual analog now.
Yeah.
And I've played Resident Evil. I've played the demo of it from the Nintendo rep. Captain.
Oh, okay.
He brought it around, and it was a bit fucking shoddy with
single
analog.
And so the other one is Metal Gear as well.
Yeah, which again makes sense.
Yeah.
Though again, I'm not a fan of Snakey. I didn't like number 3 at all.
Yeah, and everyone thinks it's the best one. It's the one I didn't finish. The one I didn't finish, and everyone's like, it's the best game.
I didn't get a quarter of the way through.
Yeah,
I was just like, fuck this game.
Yeah.
Why the fuck is Ocelot younger than Snake? I don't know what the fuck's going on. Obviously, that has been explained to me now. I know what's going on.
Well, and also that whole sort of, you play as Big Boss, don't you?
Yeah,
Snakey?
basically Snake and Liquid's dad.
It's like, oh dear, we've ruined Snake, so we've got to bring back Snake in another way. So it's Big Boss. The whole Metal Gear series, the whole story is built out of retconning and changing the story to get back the things that were cool about Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, Hideo Kojima has gone on record saying that he categorically regrets making the entire thing about clones.
It's just
I
like
wish he'd done it
so
about
many.
something else entirely.
It's horrible.
But he kind of backpedals a lot, Hideo. He kind of had that whole, when Splinter Cell came out, he was like, man, I wish this was a stealth game that I'd made. And I was like, really?
Yeah,
Splinter Cell fucking sucks ass. You need to know 1,000 controls to jump up a fucking wall. What the fuck's that?
And that true is Metal Gear Solid as well. And Snakey was weird because you had to eat stuff. You'd like skin
to
snakes
keep your
and
health
stuff,
up,
and there
or
was all
some
the camouflage shit in there.
Yeah,
and it's like, this is doing my not. And I've got an eye patch. I don't want an eye patch.
I failed to sneak up on a single fucking person in that game.
Well, and also back in the day when it was, because it was PS2, isn't it? And
Yeah.
everything, all the leaf textures and trees and shit. It was like, I can't tell the difference between anything. Is that the background, the foreground? Is that me? You know, where's the guy? And it's just like, no, wait, like Metal Gear in that era needs to be in corridors. Clearly, if I'm round a corner, not I'm maybe disguised as this tree.
Or a wall.
Yeah, like no way, no chance. I liked 4. But also, by that point, the story's lost its mind so many times. That there's only so many times. Like I said before, I think there's probably a good hour and a half worth of loading screens and cutscenes where I'm just watching a little girl fry an egg.
Right.
And it's relevant, and the egg yolk splits into things representing different clones and various other bits in the storyline. But who gives a fuck? It's a girl frying an egg.
Right.
You know? What I liked about Metal Gear Solid was a Heim D, and tanks, and fucking blowing shit up, and the raven on my head, and all this other bullshit. Not a little girl frying eggs while an old man slowly dies. That's Metal Gear Solid 4.
Right.
Guns of the Patriots. Own it now.
I think I'll skip that one.
Yeah. So back to 3DS anyway, where we were. There's a new analog stick that's coming out. I don't know when Monster Hunter's coming out.
Well, probably in conjunction with the relaunch of.
Well, this is what I was wondering. I was wondering if the peripheral's coming out with Monster Hunter, maybe that's coming out sooner. And then we're talking about Revelations being like maybe March.
Yeah.
And Metal Gear Solid must be that sort of time as well,
Possibly.
I guess. That the time that then they bring out the peripheral now this year, and then next year they're all like, yo, new 3DS baby with 2 analog sticks and better battery. Let's just talk about battery a second. You thought an analog stick was a brilliant idea. Even if the peripheral, although massive, is cheap, yeah, all right, I'll have one. It might even make it better to hold, because I don't quite like holding the 3DS anyway.
Right.
But nothing else, it doesn't do anything else. It's not like, it could be a battery pack as well. Maybe it gives an extra 5 hours life. That'd be wicked, something like that. No, this thing requires a battery, a AAA battery. So not only is your device getting bigger, it's getting heavier, and now you've got to buy an extra thing every now and then just to power the fucking joystick.
Yeah, it's...
How does that even need power?
It's insanity. I mean...
How the fuck can it even need power? What do the sticks don't need power?
Well, I guess to communicate with the rest of the 3DS.
But surely it just jacks into something and that's it.
But then it's going to draw power from it. And
what does it need power for? It's just pressing buttons. It's just going, yes, you're turning left.
Yeah, but it's electronic.
Right.
It's electronic at the end of the day. It's got to talk to the rest of the fucking console, hasn't it?
But surely that should just be a connection. That should just be a bit of metal touching another bit of metal and it goes, oh, right.
Yeah, but that's gonna drain power because it's a separate item.
A AAA battery. They're the ones you don't have in your house. They're the ones you think you have in your house.
No, I always need double A's and I've always got triple A's.
Triple A's are the ones you're taking out of shit TV remotes, never buying them, and just like, no, I don't want that. I don't need that in my 3DS life.
But it's kind of like, what happens to the current model? Because I suppose if there is the peripheral to combat the situation, then you can trade it. You can trade up for the dual analog, new brand spanking new 3DS.
If there is one, we are saying as well, we don't know there's going to be a redesign, but it certainly makes sense.
And Nintendo's got a history of it. Let's have a look at the past 4 years. The year before last, there was
Game Boys
XL. The year before that, there was the year before, and then 2 years before that. No, the year before that was Lite, and then 2 years or something before that, it was the original DS. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I mean, they've got a really shitty track record with DS,
and they clearly have no problem with splitting the market.
And then
they're like, yeah, it's cool. We'll just have three different DSs on the market. That's fine.
And then again, towards the end of this year, we're now taking pre-orders for the Fire Red 3DS or the Flaming Red 3DS, which does 3D video, which your current 3DS does not. So
why does the normal one not do 3D video?
I don't know. Maybe it didn't have the processing power. They didn't know how to program the
I
processing
thought
power.
You could get like trailers. I thought you could get like 3D trailers.
Yeah, you can get. It plays film in 3D. But to record in 3D, I guess it's going to require quite a lot.
So it's recording 3D from the camera.
Yeah, video. Where it does 3D photography now.
Yeah.
But the new one does 3D video.
Well, and that's not just like a firmware update that they can just send out to all 3DSs?
Maybe it is.
Maybe they will in conjunction with it. But even so, man, what happened to Nintendo?
They're just
this thing's turning into a 32X.
I'm confused. It's like, what are you going to do?
What have they done? I wanted it to fail, but I never really wanted it to fail. I never really wanted this. This isn't what
This is your doing, Mike.
This is like going back in time, trying to make things better, and then going back to the future and going, oh man, I didn't. This is not what I wanted.
But
this is fucked. Biff, man, Biff.
It's an awesome link.
Yeah.
For Back to the Future trainers.
Oh man.
We need to talk about the trainers. I knew you'd be upset. I had to show you the advert. But I knew you'd be upset.
It's not right.
It'd be a high and a very low for you.
Yeah.
Because I know you love those fucking trainers. Right?
Yeah. Well, who doesn't?
Yeah, I'm not enamored with them. They look like shit.
We should explain. Before we started recording the podcast, Shaun showed me a video on YouTube, which was an advert for Nike for some new trainers that they're putting out. The advert was in a Back to the Future style. It was actually fucking funny as well. Anyway,
yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty good trailer.
A bunch of Saturday Night Live guys in it doing various skits, and Doc as well. But the point is, skip to the fucking chase. The fucking future Back to the Future 2 Nike trainers that Michael Fly wears, the ones that fucking zip up themselves or whatever and glow fucking turquoise.
I would just like to point out these ones that you can purchase now do not zip themselves up.
Yeah,
there are no power laces.
But you can purchase them. They're selling they've done it for a while. So since the 8th of September, they've been selling 10 a day.
Yeah.
No, is that 10 a day or 150 a day?
150 a day.
150 a day for 10 days.
And there's 15,000 pairs.
Yeah, 15,000 pairs. Yeah, so 150 a day for 10 days. And they're auctioning them for the Michael J. Fox
Parkinson's
charity thing.
Yeah, research development.
But it's mental. Yeah, they don't have power laces, but they look the same as the film, and they have a button that you press on them, which would be the power lace button.
Yeah.
And they glow.
Yeah. Various lights all over the shop. Which apparently, according to that advert, that charge lasts for 4 hours, and then you need to charge them up again.
I wonder how you charge them up.
USB. It's got USB.
Yeah, that's right.
Everything fucking charges on USB.
That's true.
I doubt they come with a transformer that you plug into your.
That'd be also pretty. I want like a cable to just come out of it. Just like
have a
button
dock
on your Hoover
that you fucking plug them into.
So obviously the only way you can charge them up is fucking plutonium or a bolt of lightning. That's the only way. If you ain't got one of those things, I'm sorry, you ain't playing ball. They are mental. I can't believe that's happening. I really can't.
And they're kind of averaging somewhere between 2,000 and $4,000 a pair, from what I saw on the YouTube.
And that will go up.
Yeah.
But then you made a good point. You can't wear them.
You'd be able to wear them like once.
Yeah.
You'd wear them to like a party where you've gone.
You'd wear them to those regular Back to the Future parties that you go to.
Where you basically just pull the pockets inside out of your jeans.
Can you imagine?
Put on a plastic baseball cap.
Going to a fancy dress party. It's Back to the Future themed or whatever. There's loads of Mighty McFlys there. It's really easy to do. It's just jeans, maybe a life preserver and a check shirt and some old trainers. But you're the Mighty McFly with the glowing fucking shoes. You know? People ain't gonna... Then you win that party.
Yeah.
That's it. Unless people start pulling out that, well, Mighty McFly from Back to the Future 1. Yeah, well, fair point. I can't believe that. It's nuts. I don't know why Nike don't just put out the original trainers. The original old school Nikes that he's wearing, the 85s or whatever. They should just put them out.
They probably will at some point. No doubt. It's a money spinner.
It's like shoes from tomorrow today. I can't handle that. What next? You'll be able to buy the gun from Robocop.
The all 09.
Yeah, we'll call it that.
That's what it is. But yeah. That'd be sweet. I wouldn't mind the gun from Robocop.
You can probably get that as a replica somewhere.
No, I'd like the real
But
thing.
would it? I want the muzzle flash.
Flames coming out the side.
The muzzle flash that lasts for 2 minutes with every shot. Fires 1 billion bullets a second.
That's
a
iconic
stat. Yeah, exactly.
Noise.
That fucking gun. Yeah, man, I might watch Robocop later. I've been meaning to for a while.
Just give me my fucking phone call.
Take a look at my face, dick. Yeah, I love it. Makes me, whenever the phone call thing just makes me want to spit. I just want to spit blood onto a laptop right now. But yeah, that's fine. All right, well look, how have you been? You had tonsillitis.
Yeah, I'm recovering.
You're recovering.
I'm not 100%. I'm 88% maybe.
88%. You're not going to be singing any numbers anytime soon.
No.
All right. But other than that, things are grand.
Yeah. Why not?
Games have started coming out again.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's game season.
It is game season, and it lasts, doesn't it?
It's got a nice run, yeah, up until kind of February.
I need Halo.
Even March, maybe. We'll see.
Need Halo.
Soon.
And Saints Row.
Yeah.
Man, did you see the latest trailer for Saints Row?
No, I just don't watch trailers for forthcoming video games.
Latest trailer for Saints Row.
It just makes me upset.
Latest trailer for Saints Row showed this new gang. Can't remember what they're called. They're called the Deckers.
Right.
Actually, which gives you a clue as to where we're going with this. It showed off like they're like all fucking electronic fucking hacker types.
I've heard about the Tron level.
Yeah, and it's wicked, and it's all very Blade Runner-esque. And actually, in the real world, their cars are wicked. They all like glow blue and stuff, and all look like Tron cars, which is quite cool. But then it showed this whole like mission, or however long it is, where you kind of jack into like a Tron-like world, and you're fighting like giant robots and stuff. It looks mental. That game looks like it's got so much in it, it's unreal. I'm praying that that's not a really tiny portion of something.
I mean, Saints Row are lengthy games, man.
Yeah. But it just looks like...
On average, you're talking 30-40 hours. Yeah.
So there is everything.
I'm looking forward to it. I don't really want to go online and start watching trailers because it'll just piss me off that I haven't got it now.
But it's out like it's out by a week before Halo, I think, isn't it? Or maybe the same day.
It's around that time, yeah.
There's a lot coming out around that time.
Yeah.
November is a bad month.
It always is.
Yeah, that's a price.
And my one analog stick 3DS is probably going to get traded in for store credit, so I can get quality games like Assassin's Creed and Halo
Assassins.
And
Skyrim.
Skyrim.
Or has that been put back?
No, Skyrim, as far as I'm aware, is still the
11.
Yeah, and I think there's a shitload out that day specifically.
Yeah, you could be right.
I think Skyrim will be a back burner. I think he'll get a visit more towards Christmas time because December there is a definite drop off point in video games where I'm going to need something.
Yeah, when does it end? It's normally like the stuff
it's
still
kind
comes
of
out
like
in December.
it's like the first 2 weeks of December. You still got the odd title coming out, and then there's the drop off over Christmas until kind of mid-January.
It's the bullet dodgers that come out.
Yeah,
and it's the ones that just went, "Fuck me, am I coming out on the 11th of November?" No chance.
You've got to be a heavy hitter to be coming out around that time.
Oh, and is there any Modern Warfare?
Yeah. Is there a new Modern Warfare? Yeah.
Hang on. See, that's me just losing my... And Battlefield. There's a lot. This year ain't fun. It's great if you like games.
Packed.
But
it's packed.
If you like games, brilliant. If you like playing games, not so much. And if you got any responsibilities that you need to uphold, be it jobs, children, anything like that, that's also a problem.
Yeah.
End of the year.
Lots of Christmas
presents. Also, games you can't get. There's another thing actually. You can't ask for games for Christmas. I don't want games for Christmas presents. I don't get games for Christmas presents now anyway. But back in the day when you could ask for games for Christmas presents, and any kids out there that ask you can't. Because I ain't waiting until Christmas. Imagine how much it sucks to get Skyrim on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Like, no, thank you. What? No way.
I mean, your mates have been talking about it in school for the past 2-3 weeks.
That's
Well, at that point, like six weeks, it would have been.
Also, games age fast. I ain't playing a month-old game. I ain't playing a month-old game and looking at it in the same way as I would if it came out that day.
Yeah, sure.
You know? So, yeah, games for Christmas don't work. Also, you could get loads of the same ones. Who knows? There's loads coming out. You can't go, Mum, I want one of these 5 games.
My issue is with people that buy games for presents without communicating with other motherfuckers. Obviously, as working in a retailer, it pisses me off. It's like, hey, I'm just going to go into the shop, I'm going to pick up a random fucking game off the shelf, and I'm going to buy that for Billy as a Christmas present. Fuck you! Ring his mum. Find out what his cousin's buying.
Somebody please talk to Billy. Billy doesn't even have a PS3. You know?
It's like you cunts go out, you buy fucking iPhones, you buy iPads, you buy laptops, you're on Twitter, you're on Facebook, and not a single one of you cunts talks to the other.
It's fair.
It's what the fuck.
It's fair. There's a service in there if someone could start something up, but that is...
What did Billy get for Christmas exchange.com?
As a retailer,
have you asked his mum if he has this fucking game? Because you can't have your money back.
I should be able to come into your shop, be able to pick up a copy of Dead Island, come up to the counter and go, do you know if Jimmy's got this? You know? No, he hasn't. Fine, alright, I'll get it. You know, it's weak. Christmas games, no.
Yeah.
Just a no. There's no way. Even the worst game, you could get a game that came out on like the 20th of December, which is definitely a shit game. Okay? And even then, you're a week late.
Yeah.
That's not fun. All right, well, let's talk about some games. What have we got? I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to jump straight in. We're not going to go with Deus Ex just yet.
No. I think we should talk about Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3.
No, you played Dynasty Warriors. I haven't played a Dynasty Warriors since... Well, actually...
Since you sold me your PlayStation 2 with Dynasty Warriors.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, but I've reviewed some games for the 360 back in the day. I think I reviewed Warriors Orochi, which was not a Dynasty Warriors game, but it's the same sort of game by the same
company.
People, yeah.
Only make Dynasty Warriors style games.
Yeah, exactly. And then suddenly thought, we should split this into a couple of franchises so we can make some more. And now they went, what we should do is put Gundam in it.
Yeah, well, obviously it's the third in the series.
Well, so 3 games ago...
I think I played the first one, I'm not sure, in the Gundam range, and I was like, this fucking sucks ass. This is worse than Dynasty Warriors, and I fucking hate Dynasty Warriors.
It's the same premise, though, isn't it? It's the same shitloads of people hack and slash.
Yeah.
Numbers.
The difference is that it kind of breaks everything down into a weird sort of grid. So you've got
love grids.
One large square room connected by a corridor to another large square room connected by a corridor to another square room. So it's all one map, but it's like a series of small arenas with corridors attached. And then each of the squares, not all of them, but certain squares have strategical value and give you benefits to conquering that one specific.
Okay, so you still got, because that's the Dynasty Warriors thing, isn't it? It's almost like a board game.
I don't know, because the last Dynasty Warriors I played was on PlayStation 2, may have possibly been free.
Yeah, it's got that almost risk feel to it, where you're capturing places for extra perks or whatever and holding territory.
And I fucking hate Dynasty Warriors because it inevitably got to a point where your support troops just could not do. They're just like incompetent. If you're not there, they start to lose.
Is it 1-to-1 button mashing, or are you setting up moves? Are you setting up like commands, or are you bashing? Hit the A button and he swipes with it. And I just keep doing that.
It just requires your presence.
Right, okay, brilliant.
For your team to win, it requires your presence to be there. It's classic Dynasty Warriors I'm talking about.
So Gundam's pretty cool.
We're not quite got to the Gundam aspect of it yet. We're still talking about the Dynasty Warriors.
I've run out of Dynasty Warriors.
But the massive problem with Dynasty Warriors always was that you'd inevitably get to a map which is the size of fucking the whole of the world.
Right.
And it requires you to be in 18 places at once, otherwise your troops just start to lose. And all you've got is some shitty fucking horse which doesn't have rocket packs on it.
The worst thing about horses. They're hardcore games, though. I mean, the Dynasty Warriors games, the franchise is huge. Yeah, there are a lot of people that love it. That's why these games keep coming out.
Right.
You know, but it's pretty hardcore.
If you want. Not really.
Well, I don't think
you bash 3 buttons. What's hardcore about it?
Because you are hardcore if you keep buying it.
Yeah, I expect. You're a hardcore Dynasty Warriors fan and a hardcore something else.
So Gundam does make it better. Can we talk about Gundam now?
Yeah.
All right, okay. So Gundam must make it better. Giant robots are cool. I definitely think that's better than feudal Japan.
I think equally, they can be equally cool.
All right, okay. But robots are cooler.
To a degree. Anyway, yeah.
But
Yeah.
so, but Gundam's not. Who knows? What
Yeah,
Gundam?
yeah,
no
fuck
one knows a
it,
lot.
yeah.
What the fuck is Gundam?
Yeah, it's kind of like you're not going to buy this game unless A, you're fucking massively into Dynasty Warriors, or B, you're fucking massively into Gundam, or C, you're fucking massively into Dynasty Warriors and fucking Gundam. There's no reason for you to even be looking at this game on the goddamn shelf, because you're just not going to have a.
Of course, there is a fourth option, and that is that your mum bought it for you for Christmas, and you have got bad parents.
Or worse, two
Imagine
people
that.
have bought it for you for Christmas.
What does the smile look like as you unwrap that Xbox? You know it's a game. You know it's a game. They wouldn't have got you a DVD. You know it's a game. You're unwrapping it slowly. You're excited. Is it Skyrim? I've been waiting for Skyrim. Everyone's talking about Skyrim, and it's Gundam fucking Dynasty Warriors. What does that fake smile to your parents as you say thanks look like? Yeah,
That
I can't put into words the smile that was just presented with.
twitching involved.
That's bad. You cry then. You cry hard. You try and break it.
To be fair, if you put it in your Xbox, it might entertain you until Christmas dinner's served.
I suppose. Is it an easy? What about achievement wise? Is that?
Yeah, man, I've got like after playing for about 3 hours, I got 20G out of it.
Nice.
No, it's kind of like collect all 120 fucking Gundam suits.
Right. Okay.
It's name every fucking Japanese character in the game for 50Gs. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be an easy 1000G. You're gonna have to work.
And they're all
work
roughly
hard.
the same, right? I mean, Gundam Swords, isn't it? I mean, it's the same game, isn't it? That's
Yeah, I mean, it's swords and guns. I mean,
Right.
predominantly you're chopping stuff up with lightsabers as opposed to katanas.
Yeah.
I mean, the robots, the actual models of the Gundam suits look fucking fantastic in cell shading.
Well, they're still cool. That's what I still like about Gundam. Although I don't know anything about Gundam apart from its like kind of generic Japanese robots.
Yeah.
They still look like in the games old school Transformers. They look more
To a
like
degree,
old school
yeah,
Transformers than say the new Transformers games have been all the movies.
Yeah, yeah.
And so at least like that, I like plastic toys.
Yeah. I mean, the graphics on the actual Gundam model itself are swish. The problem with Gundam that I always had was their foot soldiers, their fucking cannon fodder look like crap.
Well, it's because there's so many of them.
they're just kind of dome-headed, single-eyed test tubes.
I've always hated that sort of classic Japanese font as well, of just numbers coming up everywhere. You know the stats, the Final Fantasy stats font.
Yeah,
it's the same in every single game. That kind of, I hate that, and there's a lot of that in these Dynasty Warriors games.
The big fucking kick in the nuts with Dynasty Warriors Gundam is the menu system. There's tutorials for the menus.
Nice.
And you're like, fuck you. I don't want to read the menus, let alone read tutorials on how to use the menus. And then you've got to buy licenses for fucking suits. So it's like grinding to earn the money to buy the license to buy the other suits. So if your pilot is from, I don't know, ZZ, then you can't use 00s. If you want a Z, then you got to grind to get 34,000 credits to buy the license for that. And on average, you're getting like 10,000 credits a level. I think it's worse. I think it's like 340,000 credits per license.
Nice.
And I don't know because I don't watch Gundam. I don't know how many series of Gundams there are.
I'm guessing probably a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. This is Robot Pokemon.
I mean, 120 suits sounds like, you know, I don't know how many categories that is.
Dynasty Warriors versus Gundam. I would maybe quite like. Also, Dynasty Warriors doesn't make sense. There's nothing Dynasty Warrior-like. The phrase Dynasty Warriors means nothing in terms of Gundam.
No.
That makes me think of like legends of feudal Japan.
Yeah.
Of some sort of dynasty.
Well, I think it's just brand association, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of going, this is what you're going to get when you buy
giant
this
robots
Gundam
hacking
game.
up little samurais, little puny samurais with laser swords would be cool.
Okay.
Also, I guess the scale's
Pitch it,
the same.
pitch
That's the other thing. It's like, because the robots are big.
Yeah.
Gundams are quite large.
Yeah, I think so.
They're not
because you
7
get into
foot.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
the mobile suits. Yeah.
But all of them, they're all robots. Everything in the game, so everything's sort of the same size anyway.
Yeah.
So you don't get any of that big scale.
No.
You're not like stomping over stuff.
No.
Wicked. That sounds like a great game.
You might want to, if you're really stuck for something to play and you've got a spare 20 quid in your pocket and it's £15, you might want to give it a go.
Fair enough.
It'll entertain you for a bit.
If you could give it a score somewhere between 0 and 2, what would you give it?
3.
Really? So 3 out of 100, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Dynasty Warriors Gundam. Pick it up. Available at probably everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, bargain bin near you soon.
That's nuts. That's not. It's not. It's been a few There's been a few Dynasty Warriors games though, hasn't it, on 360?
Oh man, they're all over the shop now because you not only do you have the Dynasty Warriors main line, which is just Dynasty Warriors 7 is the current one.
Nice.
You then have Empires, so you get
Dynasty
Warriors Empire 7 and Dynasty Warriors Empire 6 or Dynasty Warriors 6 Empires.
And let's not forget Warriors of Orochi.
I don't know what the fuck that is, but yeah, let's not forget that.
All I remember is that back in the days when I was reviewing games, when a Dynasty Warriors game came in, it was like when a Madden game came in, and you're like, man, can I just bust out that review that I wrote last year and just change a few numbers and then put it out and mark it down a point in the score, and let's print that. You know, it's like this isn't.
But then again, Madden 12's just come out and people
Madden,
buying it, man.
It was unfair on Madden to do that because Madden's
really.
a great game. It's
Is
just
it?
that I don't know. Is it? I don't know. It seems like
It's
like,
rugby with strategy.
If Madden is incredibly
and
accurate,
shoulder pads and helmets.
If it is incredibly accurate to the game of American football, it has already lost. You know, it's like it's still. Then it's well, I don't know. Then what? It's why. It's like I don't want a game where I punch myself in the face every 10 seconds.
No.
It doesn't matter how realistic that game is. I'm still not interested. So yeah, I don't know. But niche games, there are lots. Why don't you get a lot of NASCAR games anymore?
Yeah,
There was one.
Well,
there was one this year. There was 2
was
this
there?
year, I think. Well, Days of Thunder, the game Days of Thunder came out
oh right.
on XBLA.
I suppose that technically that is NASCAR.
Yeah, it sucks. NASCAR games suck. If you like turning left, you're in. That's basically it. We're just going to sit here and we're going to turn left for about 1,000 laps.
Sounds great.
Brilliant.
I'm buying it.
I don't know if we've already had this discussion on the podcast or not about NASCAR, but it's just reminded me of a famous NASCAR driver I used to be aware of called Dick Trickle. I always thought he had quite an amusing name.
Yeah.
That's all.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, we have spoken of Dick Trickle.
Oh, yeah,
Whether
exactly.
it was on the podcast, I'm not entirely
I
sure.
think it's just maybe one of those anecdotes that I've
Overused.
I've stored now, and as I get older in age, I produce it every now and then. Did you know about the
Dick Trickle?
Dick Trickle, NASCAR driver.
Yeah.
So great party. The Punch, brilliant. Did you know about Dick Trickle, famous NASCAR driver? Yeah. Days of Thunder, one of my favourite films. There's nothing I can't do with a race car, all that. Did you know NASCAR driver called Dick Trickle? Yeah, true fact.
Nice link into Driver.
Driver.
I think. Let's talk about Driver San Francisco.
So it is Driver San Francisco.
It is Driver San Francisco, yeah.
This is an interesting one because you played the demo not so long ago.
Yeah.
And the demo came out and we weren't necessarily too taken
No,
with
I
it.
fucking hated the demo.
Yeah. But since then we both played the game. And
Yeah.
It's not as bad as you think. It's not even that bad.
I quite liked it, actually, yeah.
It's maybe, and this is slightly controversial, maybe the best driver game.
No.
I mean, you like Parallel Lines,
Yeah,
but
it's not better-
I'm
it's
putting
not better
Parallel
than
Lines
Parallel
down to
Lines.
you being, that's just one of those, that's like, come on, we both like Enter the Matrix, alright? I like Minority Report. The 360 Minority Report, it's bloody
Report's
terrible.
fucking shocking.
It's not 360 on Xbox.
Yeah, it's the
but,
original Xbox.
So I'm putting down Parallel Lines as just one of those games that you like that maybe isn't a brilliant game. Because I don't think everyone thinks it's a brilliant game.
No, probably it's not considered a brilliant game. I think at the time there was a lull in software. It came out, it was kind of GTA-ish.
Yeah,
and the
time travel
whole
thing.
story in it was pretty cool. Yeah, where you go to prison for 20 odd years. I liked it.
So if we were to set that aside, just based on that, maybe.
Well, I think they have. I think
Right.
Reflections have put it to one
Perhaps.
side, and Atari have put it to one side. They're like,
I mean, the
that
other thing
didn't
to
happen.
remember with Driver San Francisco, Reflections have made every driver game. It's
Yeah.
stayed with them for the entire series, and they've changed it a lot and screwed it up and whatever. But if you take Parallel Lines completely out of the question, and we're just saying maybe that's you, maybe it's not, I don't know. Does this then make Driver San Francisco, for the benefit of everyone at home, the best driver game
Yes.
so far, in your opinion? Yeah, because I think maybe it is. Now, there's a few things worth mentioning. One is you can no longer get out of the car.
No.
Driver is back to being just driving.
Yep.
That's it. We've got a slightly different mechanic for getting out of the car now. But we'll come to that. It's the same characters.
Tanner.
It's Tanner again, and it's Jericho.
Yeah.
And I don't know when they came in. I think Jericho was introduced in Driver 2, maybe.
I can't remember.
But Tanner's been the whole thing. These are the same characters, which is kind of mental. and generic bad guy storyline, whatever nonsense. But you can shift out of cars now. That's the dynamic. You can.
That's the hook. The gimmick.
It's difficult. You can't even explain what it is without explaining what the story is behind it.
They at no point was it secrecy. They were just like, yeah, you're in a coma.
Yeah, no, exactly. And they were like, the game mechanic came first, and then we had to justify it. And the way to justify it is you are in a coma. Like the first mission, you've got no boost, you can't switch cars or anything like that. You're just pure flat-out driving. Yeah. And that mission, spoiler alert, but not really, ends with you in a coma.
Yeah.
And then coming from that point on, the whole game is played out inside Tanner's head as he tries to track down Jericho, continues his hunt.
I guess the whole point of that is obviously Jericho represents his illness, and once he overcomes Jericho within his mind, he will then come out of the coma. I don't know. I haven't played that far into the game. Anywhere near that far into the game.
But what it enables you to do in the game is it means that at any point whilst driving, you can essentially press the button, and I don't know what button it is, I can't remember now.
A.
The A button. And you basically have an out-of-body experience.
Yeah.
And you come out of the car, and it's quite cool the way it does it, actually.
It's all
you can pull straight out.
Slow motion, slow motion.
And you see like San Francisco from above, from way zoomed down. And you can pick any other car and zoom straight into them, and then you're driving that.
Yeah.
And
it also gives you that car's spec. When you highlight that car, it shows you its speed, its durability, blah 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 blah.
But it's not you morphing or teleporting anywhere. It's just you're just controlling that car. Everything else then takes on by AI, and you can set back to the old car again.
Yeah.
But Tanner is still in Tanner's car.
Basically, he just follows you about.
Yeah. But it means you can do nifty stuff. Like one of the things that I like while doing it is when you're being chased by the police, as you often are in these sorts of games. Instead of trying to shake them, I just teleport out of my car. Don't teleport, but I come out of my car, go into like a juggernaut on the other side of the road, coming towards me, and just drive straight into the police.
Oh, that's interesting.
And it's like, yep, I'll do that for everything. That's how I solve this situation.
I didn't even think.
It's like, why run? I'll just cause a pilot.
I just literally drove constantly into oncoming traffic until I'd shaken the police.
I suppose that works as well. But it's quite good. The crazy story is what I quite like about it. Because Tanner's also like, I don't know what's happening to me. I don't know what's happening. It's got a real quantum leap vibe to it. It's like all of a sudden he's a woman in a 4x4.
Yeah,
I'm just waiting for him to like look in the mirror and go, oh boy. And that I kind of like. It's standard mission structure stuff, isn't it? It's
pretty much doesn't
tail people, races.
There's nothing surprising in there. Right. No, I mean the main thing that stands out for me is the quality of the graphics. It looks
good.
Superb.
It is a good looking game. And 60 frames per second.
It reminds me a lot of how Crazy Taxi looked in the arcade back in the day.
Okay.
It's kind of big, bold colours, real nice modelled.
Because it's not the most exciting environment. It's not true San Francisco either. It's kind of like mock San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's
like a gameplay San Francisco.
The big things are in the right places and where you'd expect them to be, but it's not street for street, right? But it all kind of looks a bit bland. It's all quite beige and quite blocky, I suppose. There's not necessarily loads going on.
No.
But it is a good looking game, and the 60 frames per second makes such a difference. It is
very
silky smooth. It is a good looking game.
I've still got issues with how much the car's tailgate.
Yeah, it's that driver thing, though, isn't it? It's like,
and it's not fair enough. It's like muscle cars, but sports cars as well.
Yeah,
sports cars are supposed to stick to the road.
It's just like a maniac.
Yeah.
I'm a bit gutted as well. The replays on in there that Driver 3 had with the like cinematic stuff.
From what I understand, it does have video function.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. I didn't really investigate through the options at all. I just played single.
I think maybe it just doesn't have sort of like stuff that kicks in automatically is going on. Like GTA when you go for a jump or whatever. But it looks good. Yeah, the sliding is nuts. The power slide is nuts. Because also what bugs me about the cars when they slide around corners is you slow down so much, or it feels like you slow down so much. And you just don't stop moving sideways. I can't take a corner in that game. I cannot. If this guy's turning right, I'm going into that block of flats.
It's very tricky.
That's painful. Ridge Racer is the way to do it. I want to be able to just move. I want to be on tank treads, is what the cars in Ridge Racer basically have.
They 360 on the spot in Ridge Racer, didn't you?
It just makes no sense.
I used to love number 2 when you just 360 round corners, man. It's fantastic.
Best thing about Ridge Racer, that helicopter. That's it. You're like, helicopter. I can't believe it. The PS1's amazing. Apart from that, if it was in the arcades, the best thing was the seat. Driver.
Another little thing on Driver I did want to talk about was the eye phone application that you can download.
I did not know about this.
And in retailers, you go in and they've got driver cards on the counter. Right. And what we did today is Cheryl was trying to get it work on the counter at work.
Wait, sorry, who?
Don't start me. What she did is she threw it on the floor, held her iPhone over it.
Oh, no way.
And you get an AR car, augmented reality car, and a little track to drive around on. I mean, it's fucking impossible to control because the bastard tailgate's like there's no tomorrow.
That's wicked.
But it is very cool.
That's
it is
wicked.
very cool indeed. It's got like little jumps and stuff, and it's worth checking out. Going to your gaming retailers, and if you've got iPhones, pick it up. I don't know how much the app is. App might be like £1.69 or something off of iShop, but it's worth checking out just for farts and giggles.
That sounds pretty cool.
And it's a nice little piece of promo kit, I thought.
Damn, I need to get an iPhone again. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. So Driver's worth checking out.
It's worth, yeah. I mean, if you see it cheap, give it a go. I couldn't recommend it at £40,
Right.
but
but also I'd say the demo's not. The demo's a bad demo, I feel.
It's one of those ones. It's kind of like the original Saints Row. When I played the original Saints Row demo, I was like, man, this game just looks like a shit version of Grand Theft Auto. And then I got my hands on Saints Row because there was fuck all else out at the time of 360, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah. So don't necessarily judge it by the demo. It is just a bad demo. It just feels really restrictive.
It is.
You know? All right. Well, actually, one more thing on that I found a bit weird. You can buy cars in it.
Yeah.
You buy cars. So
drive
basically,
into
when you come out of your garage, you come out in
yeah.
whatever car you want. Yeah. But it doesn't matter.
No.
Because I can just morph into someone else's car.
Yeah. But I think then you've kind of got them on tap if you should. Whatever.
It's just
something to do, innit?
Well, I guess. Also, it does have Twitter and stuff in it.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
How bizarre.
So you can go, Mako Zero is playing Driver. Great, thanks. Just gone up a level in Driver. Brilliant.
Yeah, you won't hear that much.
No. I'm not a big fan of Twitter functionality in games. There you go. Whatever. That was Driver. Well, next, what we should do is
take a break.
We should take a break. I think we can probably squeeze one more in before we take a break.
Okay.
We're at 47 minutes.
That's good. Good going. I like it.
Before we do that, I'm gonna do a short one because I got a short one.
Okay.
I went back to Dead Space 2.
Dead Space with the downloadable content.
Yeah, Severed.
Which you was quite excited about, wasn't
I was well excited about it because I haven't played Dead Space 2 since it came out, and I freaking loved that game. And actually, this made me want to go back and play that.
Yeah.
And also beautiful game. But so Severed, because it's story driven, it's like separate story stuff. You play as a different character.
Oh, really?
And it's a little interesting, sort of concise story. It was massive download.
Right.
560 Microsoft points, not a lot.
No.
Give it a punt. It was just more Dead Space. Actually, I was really.
What was you expecting?
Well, I don't know. It has a couple of like nifty set pieces in it.
Yeah.
Because Dead Space 2 it did the Uncharted 2 thing. It was like all of a sudden here's something massively cinematic that's going to look wicked. Yeah. And there's a couple of those. There's a cool thing in a lift where a lift breaks and you're left sort of like hanging upside down in the same way that you were in one of the levels of Dead Space 2.
Where you kind of come off the monorail.
Yeah. And it does that again, and it's kind of cool. And your character's got a different suit, and it's more shooter based. This is much more Resident Evil 4 than anything else. So your primary weapon isn't one of the plasma cars; it's the machine gun.
Right.
And I don't know. I can't believe what the deal is. You're trying to save your girlfriend or something. Your girlfriend's there, and she's being hunted down by some dudes, and you're trying to get to her to save her beforehand.
Right.
Now, I thought it was going to be short.
Yeah.
I thought I was looking at maybe like 4 hours or whatever. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm going to say it took 2 hours.
But
it feels like it took like an hour and 15. Yeah, like I was expecting to be short, and at the end of it, I was like 560 Microsoft points, that's nothing.
Yeah.
But then at the end, I was like, man, where's my 560 Microsoft points?
Oh, 560s. It's like that kind of weird grey area. I mean, how many achievement points was available for it? Do you know?
I don't.
Can't have been 200.
It can't have been 200. You don't think?
No, I think 250 is standard. 800 Microsoft points. I think 250 is kind of standard. Yeah, and even at 1,500.
I don't know. I'll have to have a look because it's a good point.
So it might be like 150 game score that's available on it. But yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of kind of 560 DLCs.
It's a tempting price. It's the $7.99 sort of vibe. I don't know if it does work out at $7.99, but that's the price.
No, it's going to work out like £4.50 or something.
It's like it's not, it's just not. It doesn't hit the top wave, but it's more expensive than the cheap one. Like 400, I'd be happy, but 560, you're taking the piss. And it was good. It was high quality.
Yeah.
It was short, had a concise story. It was kind of cool. Has a good ending. Like Dead Space 2 has a brilliant ending anyway, and the whole thing's quite, reasonably emotional as a story. They've done a good job at doing that.
Yeah.
And this one's quite nice because you don't spoiler for everyone, but who gives a damn? You don't make it out alive.
Right.
You save the day, but you die in the process, and it's done in a nice way. In fact, you get your legs blown off.
Yeah, sounds nice.
And it's quite cool, but it's nothing special. It uses a lot of the same environments. You go back through the same places.
Okay.
I think it's before Dead Space 2 happens.
Right.
So it's even the same environments. You're not seeing anything like particularly new.
Yeah.
I
feel gypped.
A little bit. If you like Dead Space, it's probably worth checking out. I mean, if you like Dead Space, they've got you covered because there's more Dead Space stuff than you could ever imagine. It's just everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was cool to have a bit more story, but $5.60, man.
You'd prefer
it was just so short. It was so short. I would have
spend
loved it.
$800 and get a bit more out of.
I thought I was knuckling down for an evening to play it,
and it was over.
Yeah, and I'd completed it in shorter time than I had downloaded it.
Shit,
That's once the download's taking longer than the actual playtime, you're definitely getting screwed for paying for the experience. But it was alright. Dead Space is still one of my favourite. Dead Space 2 is still one of my favourite games of last year. It didn't come out this year, did it?
Pass. Could have been the very beginning of this
Can't
year.
remember anymore.
Could have been the beginning of this year.
Where are we? We're in September. Yeah, it was the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
So it's still up there for me. So that's severed. All right, we're going to take a quick break then, anyway, because we've been rambling for a while, and like we say, I can't even remember anymore. Did there used to be 3 of us? I don't know. Anyway, we've got no music planned for this segment, so we're going to hit you with something.
Whatever Mike finds online.
Yeah, something I'll find in a little while. And hope you enjoy that. We'll see you in a couple of minutes. Welcome back. That was a piece of music that we still don't know what it was in our time. But in your time, which is in the future, you will know what it was because you'll just listen to it. We hope you enjoyed it. That was a good break.
Yeah.
Good to have these. I hope the listeners don't take a break at that point or any other point. But if you were going to take a break, that's the point to do it. We don't know how long it's going to be. Anyway, we're back. We're going to talk some more about games. We're going to go into the biggie. Deus Ex. Human Revolution?
Yeah.
It's been a long time since there's been a new Deus Ex game.
Yeah.
How long would you say it's been?
That's I don't know.
Yeah, that was like fucking with it. It's been a while. It's been like maybe 10 years.
Invisible War?
Yeah. The shit one. But, first Deus Ex was a while ago.
Was it 10 years ago? No, it's not. It's not been that long. Maybe 8.
Oh, right, just 8.
6.
10 years is one of those
7.
things, like everything you think happened like yesterday happened 10 years ago. 9/11 was 10 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
Deus Ex has got to be 10 years ago.
I don't know. Does it have to? Does it have to be 10 years ago?
I don't know. Anyway, there's a new one out. We've both played it. You've clocked it.
Twice.
All right. I haven't.
I'm dedicated.
I played it for about 3 or 4 hours. I didn't break it.
You tried though. You wanted to.
I didn't try to. I tried to play it in the same way I play those sorts of games.
RPGs.
Yeah. I I don't know how we tackle this one. How do we set it up? It's Deus Ex. Everyone knows what Deus Ex is.
No,
right?
no. A lot of people have absolutely no idea
All right.
what Deus
Well, I'm
Ex is.
I'm going to give my brief description of what Deus Ex is, and then you can give your description of what Deus Ex is.
Yeah, go on.
Deus Ex is boring as fuck. All right, it's Fallout 3, but everything's not broken.
Right.
That's it.
Interesting analogy. I wouldn't agree with it even remotely.
It's a very
If
orange.
anything, it plays closer to Mass Effect.
Oh, but Mass Effect is Fallout 3
No, it's
in
not.
space
It's not.
with less walking.
Yeah, it's significant.
Deus Ex has
and there's
lots
a bit
of
running.
walking.
And there's a bit of running in a
Mass Effect
Deus
has a big
as well.
track in it.
a big track. Oh,
Yeah,
right.
no, a big track.
No, they float, both the cars.
Well, either way.
The Mako and the Hammerhead.
Shit.
Oh, no, the Mako is a big track, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
it's a
got
big
wheels,
track.
yeah. Fair enough.
Shit name.
Thanks.
So Deus Ex for me is just a very orange-looking, blando Calrissian world, and I hate it.
Yeah, well, we all knew
It's
he
not.
was gonna hate
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Listeners should not take this as a slight on the game because it's me. I'm broken. I can't do these games. I really wanted to like it.
Did you?
Well, you know, I have an affinity to Square Enix, having previously worked there.
Yeah.
And so I wanted it to be all right, and I, like Deus Ex.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's an imperfect game. I'll grant you that. It does have a lot of issues. Kind of the praxis that you can get to upgrade your augmentations. Basically, your augmentations in general are pretty crap. I found. I mean, my second playthrough, I was sitting with kind of like 10 Paraxis kits, just sitting there waiting to be used because I just didn't fucking need them.
All right. So we just interrupt this broadcast because previously you were giving me shit about my mobile phone, and it is on silent on the other side of the room.
I guarantee that's Richard.
Right, which is the person I previously texted. In that case, it would be fair game.
Yeah, it's Richard.
Is he saying happy birthday? Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, back to Deus Ex then.
Right.
We're in the future. We've got options. Do we go up the ladder? Do we climb in through a vent? Do we go through the back? Do we talk to someone? I hate that.
Why? What's wrong with options?
Because what's the right one?
It doesn't matter.
Which one's the best one?
None of them are the right ones.
Shoot them.
That can be the option. A lot of the time, it was.
I don't like games that put me in an environment where I can't draw my weapon.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the HUD stuff. I mean, you can draw your weapon. It's not good. It's not a good idea. Yeah, you can pull your gun out and start shooting left, right, and centre.
But aren't there some bits where you just can't do that? You just can't. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'll go back to it.
The HUD world, you can kind of Detroit and Hengshai.
Isn't it like a mission headquarters thing though? It's a bit like the ship in Mass Effect.
Oh well, yeah, it's Seraph Industries. Yeah,
Right.
obviously the guy you work for and the company that you work
And you
for.
can't pull out your weapon there.
Not necessarily. Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because that's my first thing to go for. Man comes up to you, hello sir, pull out your weapon.
But that's
what's interesting about
out of
dialogue
the
trees?
entire fucking game. That is a very small environment not to be able to draw out your gun and shoot people at random. Considering the whole of Detroit, I'm sure you can, and the whole of Hengshai, I'm sure you can. Just walk around gunning people down. You'd run out of ammo fucking well quick.
Yeah, there's not a lot of ammo in this game.
It's not set up to be a shooter.
Yeah. Well, then they shouldn't give you a gun.
Yeah, that's your main weapon.
Your main weapon is a dialogue tree.
No, it's not. That's not your weapon against.
That's the other thing.
Because it's broken into a HUD world where you can go and pick up side missions and go and do side missions.
Yeah.
And then then there's the main story missions.
Okay.
Usually, like at the beginning when you're first augmented, you're flown into the whole level. You got to stealth through it.
Yeah.
So that complex there is your mission level. And you can stealth around if you want. You can try and sneak past people. I don't advise it because sooner or later you're going to get spotted,
and then you've got enemies behind you, you've got enemies in front of you.
Yeah.
And
This
you've
is
got
what we
three
were talking
bullets
about
in your
before.
gun.
It's like, if you're stealthing your way through it, those guys are still there.
Yeah.
You know, you do something wrong, and you can do something wrong. I've had instances where I've not really done anything, and all of a sudden everyone's after me, and you think, no one possibly saw me do that. You know, I was just shooting a leaf in the corner of somewhere.
With a gun with no suppressor on it, yeah. Good idea.
So there's some weird stuff with that. In fact, the AI in general can be a bit janky in places. Yeah. But my particular favourite AI thing that bugs the hell out of me is if guys are on the other side of a window, a breakable window, they won't shoot through the window to shoot you, even though they're after you and they can see you. They won't go after you. But if you break the window, then they'll shoot through the window.
No, I'm sure.
They're like, we gotta get that guy, but no, wait, glass is expensive. In the future. We just wait for him to come to us, and then once you break it, they're like, the window's fucked anyway.
I'm sure they've actively shot me through windows.
Well, maybe you're doing it wrong. Maybe it's CIA, or maybe that's part of the game. Maybe I skilled up in not showing through windows or something. I don't know. Who knows?
Personally, I would try and take down people as I'm going through. If I'm trying to be stealthy, at the beginning it does benefit you to be stealthy because you don't have much ammo. You don't have many.
Stealth doesn't necessarily mean you're not killing people.
It just means you're killing them quietly
without letting them know.
Yeah. So. Which isn't necessarily easy. Obviously, you've got the battery system limiting your melee attacks as well.
The melee's sweet. I like the melee. I like one animation. I like the one where you just pretty much clothesline to the face. But the jabs with the because you've got two different types. I mean, you've got like a fatal melee.
If you tap B, he'll pacify them. He'll just knock them out. If you press and hold B, he'll kill them.
Yeah. Okay.
So knives flick out from his wrists or his elbows, and he stabs them in various different ways.
So the game didn't grab me in any way, like just didn't, and I played it longer than I wanted to.
Yeah.
And some of that's because I didn't. One, I don't have much patience for just listening to stuff in games. I just can't. Well, I can't be dealing with it. But two, I just also didn't know what the hell was going on.
But it's kind of like a lot of films when you're halfway through the film and you're like, I don't know what's going on.
Right.
But when you get to the end, it's all explained to you.
I suppose, yeah, but when I'm watching a film, all I've got to do is sit there with my eyes open.
Right.
For some of that time, I can even close my eyes. With this, I've actually got to walk around, press a button. Have I made the right choice here? Have I made the right choice there? It's a lot of work before it starts to make sense.
Maybe. But are you? It's kind of hard. It depends whether you're there purely for the story, or whether you're there for the action, or whether you're there for the action and the story.
Well, I didn't know about the story.
Right.
And there is no action.
There kind of is.
No, the action is: did you say yes to this chap, or did you say no to this
No,
chap?
it's not, man. There's a lot of shooting and punching people in the face and tapping dudes on the shoulder and just lamping them.
Does it have a different? So you've done it twice now. Yeah. Have you had different endings? Are there different endings? I don't.
There's 4 different endings. Yeah, I mean the whole ending aspect of it's a complete fucking cop out.
Right.
It's not modelled on your decisions in the slightest.
Oh really? So that's what I was wondering, whether there was more of a clear sort of good or bad vibe. And I think they've not been going on that front anyway. I think they've been saying it's more just sort of
you have options. Yeah.
But do you know what constitutes different endings? Is it saving someone or, changing? And
I can't. Yeah, I literally cannot say without spoiling the game.
Right, okay. But did you have different endings?
Yeah, there's 4. As I say, there's 4 different endings.
Right.
And they don't really deviate much from each other.
Okay.
Personally, I thought the story was a bit wishy-washy. I didn't really give a fuck about the whole conspiracies and blah 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 and the corporations.
Yeah.
I was there to look fucking dapper in a coat with a bit of
the jacket is the coolest thing about that game.
And the fucked up shit. Have you seen that you can buy the clothes online?
What? No way.
The coat is like €200 and looks fucking shit.
No, really. Well, for 200, I was going to say 200 euros doesn't sound like very much for that coat.
I mean, obviously he's got paisley on the shoulders. He's got kind of the metal rings running down the side. His fits into the body. His 3/4 length. The coat online is just a black plastic fucking coat. Right,
yeah, that's fair.
And it's the official line. That's the real upsetting shit.
Well, that's probably why it's that bad, so they can get a bunch of them out quick. But you can wear that anyway. You can. This is the Back to the Future shoes again. You can. However, if you're going to a Deus Ex party and everyone's there as Mr. Deus Ex and you turn up in a coat, you win that party.
Definitely.
We've established this. Unless someone says, I'm here as the original Deus Ex dude.
who just had a leather Mac
Yeah,
and,
it was
and
blocky.
black shades.
It's quite blocky. Lower polygons.
What? Spit it out,
it's
man.
just
Get
you
it,
like
spit it
this
out.
game a
Yeah,
lot.
I
You
did.
like this game a
Yeah,
lot.
it was
And
fucking dope.
how different were your two experiences going through it? Admittedly, it's not New Game Plus though, right?
No, there's no New Game Plus at present, though I hear rumours through the grapevine that it is coming.
Yeah, it sounds like one of those things you wouldn't want at first anyway, because if there are multiple endings and different ways of going to get through the game, you kind of want people to just play it differently. You know, and that's kind of enough for them to keep them going back. And then after a few months, when people have done that, it's like once you've done it 2 more times, you've seen all the endings.
No. Don't work like that. You can pretty much see all the endings in one fell hit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's an achievement.
What, to see all 4?
Yeah,
In the same game?
not in the same game. That's not what it says, but it is an achievement, and everyone and their grandma has it, and most people have only completed it once.
Right. So, but how is that done if it's not just a save game?
Yeah, I don't want to say because it'll ruin it for everyone.
Right. There are crazy shenanigans in the world of Deus Ex.
But yeah, no. I
Was
mean,
it different though? Was it?
yeah. The second playthrough is massively different.
Which was better?
Second playthrough by far, because I knew I knew what the fuck I was doing. I knew the fuck where I was going. I knew where all the practice kits were. I knew what I needed when I needed it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was the second playthrough. I was just like super fucking badass. I was just popping around corners, packing people in their faces. My fucking 10mm gun was upgraded to the hilt, so I had extended clips in it. I had double damage, whatever that is, armor piercing rounds, silencer, laser scope.
But why? But could you have
and
had
a shitload of ammo for my 10mm pistol.
Could you have had all that stuff the first time round?
Yeah, my gun was
choices.
like that.
Yeah, right. So it's just choices you made.
But the ammo was significantly less because I was missing people a lot more with headshots and so on and so forth.
So why is it good?
Oh man, it's hard to
just
pinpoint.
Fallout.
It for a start, it looks fucking swish.
Right.
Would you disagree with that?
It's got a weird look to it. It doesn't look bad. It's got a Half-Life-y sort of look to it.
Yeah, it
you know, it doesn't look like Halo or Gears or anything.
It kind of borrows a lot from Metal Gear Solid, from Blade Runner, from Half-Life. Yeah,
it looks a lot better than Fallout.
Yeah,
I don't think it looks as good as Mass Effect.
No, and Mass Effect 3 is running on a completely new engine.
Yeah,
so that's going to look even more swish.
But it looks right. I don't like all the gold stuff or the gold highlighting of things.
But
I don't like the
off.
interactivity of stuff. I can't interact with enough stuff. I can pick anything up. Great. I can put it back down.
Yeah, I mean the highlights can be switched off. Obviously, it's justified. The highlights. That is the main difference between having just highlights in your game for no apparent reason, and having justified for the highlights because he's got the little glasses on. And it explains that the HUD's at the beginning, obviously, where you need to go
that's true. And it goes
to
wrong.
Pritchard, and he fixes it.
That's quite cool when in the story is going wrong and your HUD is screwing up because of it. I quite like that. I'll give you that.
And so it's kind of all justified away, and you can switch the highlights off.
Okay.
You would not know where the fuck you're going or what the fuck you're supposed to be interacting with, but it can be switched.
It doesn't look great.
It looks pretty swish, man. And when you've got all the out of camera stuff, when you're clipped up against the wall, when it does that smoothly. I mean, my main criticism of the out of camera stuff is when you do the melee takedowns, because it is such a massive kind of. It pauses for that split second, and it cuts it out of body, and it's basically.
But cutscenes in general are a bit weird for me because, like you say, that actually the character models are good.
Yeah.
And when you go into covers like Rainbow Six, almost a cover-like system, I suppose, and it goes third person, that looks cool, and the melees look cool. They're in engine, they're fine with the models, it's cool. But the actual cutscenes you get at the end of each level or missions or whatever are using in-game assets, but then rendered and played back as video, and they just look weird. They don't look like ultra sharp quality.
No, they look a bit smoky.
Yeah, they're a bit N64 like in my eyes, and they could have just done those in engine.
Yeah,
and I would have that would have kept me immersed a little bit more than it does.
Yeah,
it's not bad looking. It's a stylish game.
Yeah, it's stylish and stylized, but he has that snake aspect to him. It's kind of hard to pinpoint. A character I find in video games isn't necessarily how he looks. I mean, Starkiller, for example, got a lot of shit of looking generic.
Right, Starkiller from
Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed, yeah.
But man, he's a badass motherfucker. The guy brings down an Imperial Star Destroyer, starts the Rebel Alliance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he's the G. He fucks Vader up proper. No one can give Starkiller shit. He's a gangster. Forget the second game. That didn't happen. It's all about only the first game.
It's fine.
So I find that a character is defined on what he does in his game. Snake,
even if he looks terrible.
Snake looks a bit generic. He's kind of got a mullet, a little bit of a beard. But what he does is fucking G. He's backflipping out of the way of shells from tanks. He's taking out Hind D's with, Nikki rocket launchers.
Right.
He is gangster, and that's what makes him that's what makes his character. And I feel Adam Jensen is the same way. When you're squaring off and you're surrounded by 5 guys, you're like, you're not gonna take me down, motherfuckers. you can select that cocky option.
He does have a Batman vibe to him.
I think that's only because he's the guy that voiced him sounds a bit like Christian Bale.
He also doesn't necessarily look a million miles away from him either, does he? Yeah, all right. Jensen's okay. His coat is wicked.
Yeah.
His glasses not so much.
Yeah.
I'm not keen on all these robot arms. I don't know. I should love it.
I don't know why you don't.
Because it's hard work.
It's not.
It is.
The first playthrough seems like hard work.
Where's
That's what I'm
the
saying
fun?
to you.
How long do you have to play that game for before it gets fun?
It doesn't ever get fun.
Well, there you go.
But it's not supposed to be a fun video game.
Well, that was what I was looking for.
You're not
was
playing
enjoyment.
Explosion Man. That's a fun game to a degree until you get angry.
Yeah, it's a stressful game.
But this isn't about being fun. It's about being slick. It's about doing fucking stylish shit. It's about going, yeah, I'm a badass motherfucker. You can't touch me because I've got Typhoon,
This
man.
is the reason.
I've got Typhoon.
This is the reason why teenage kids buy full-length leather jackets, and that is never a good idea.
I used to have a
I used to have one, and it's like it's not a good idea. You think it's cool, but the jacket does not make the man, and the jacket does not make the game. And that is it. That is it. Yeah, cool. Paisley cuffs, brilliant. Yeah,
shoulder pads.
All right, shoulder pads, cuffs, fucking collars. The jacket does not make the game, my friend. The jacket does not make the game.
No, but the game makes the game, and the game is a badass game because you're a badass. If you're a badass, then it is a badass game. If you're you, then it sucks. I'm sure.
Yeah,
quite heinously. But man, I was hacking into little
the
bits
hacking.
and bits.
All right, hang on. The hacking minigames. Again, another moment where every time a hacking minigame came up, I was like, "What?" And the game's just like, "Go," and you're like, "What? What's going on?" There's like red lines, green lines.
No,
hit a circle.
From the moment you do something, it's go.
Well, that's when
Up until that point, you can look around as much as you want.
But they were weird because they weren't. I'm making it sound worse than it is. It's not. They're not that confusing, but it seems overly convoluted for what you're doing, considering that you never fail a hacking minigame. They're well easy.
No, you fail quite a lot.
Maybe you do.
Maybe you didn't hack anything over level 1.
Yeah, maybe that's true. But also you earn experience, don't you, from hacking stuff?
Yeah.
So you're kind of almost always worth hacking something, even if you could not hack it. It's kind of
no. I think you need to hack it to get the experience. If you fail,
but that's what I mean. So even if you had, say, a key to a door, it's almost worth hacking the door anyway.
A lot of the time I did.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the hacking mini games. I suppose they're a bit different to what you normally get in a game.
Are they? Mass Effect has hacking mini games, doesn't it? It had the circuit one for getting into kind of safes and stuff.
Oh, they're horrible though.
And then it had the text-based one for hacking into kind of.
I miss the things like that. Made me miss the Captain America hacking mini games. You know, where you're just lining up. Oh, it's an A. Get it to another A. It sucks. I don't know what's wrong with me. It sucks that I don't enjoy Mass Effect, Deus Ex, and Fallout.
Yeah, because
those are
all
big
three
games.
of them are awesome as well. That's the thing.
And they're just horrible.
You have to have the mentality that you enjoy leveling up. That has to be your driving aspect. That you want to get your character physically better.
But if they were just fun.
But they're not. It's like
some games. Sum it up. You keep saying they're not fun games.
Yeah, they're not fun games. They're not meant to be fun. That's not what they're built to be.
That's weird. It's weird. It's like me eating a pizza and you're going, "That's not supposed to fill you up or cure your."
No,
hunger,
it's
like
not. It's not. It's not the same. But it's like you watching fucking, The West Wing and going, No, the West Wing's a bad parody actually, because it's a kind of it's drama comedy. It's like you watching
Scrubs.
No,
ER.
no, Desperado, and
Right.
going, it's not a fun film. No, it's fucking badass. It's Antonio Banderas shooting people in fucking cool ways
but
and dropping dope lines. That's what it's about.
Just Cause was fun and badass.
Yeah, was it fun? Was fun the right word? It's fucking cool. I don't know. To a degree, it's fun.
Well, I don't know what fun is anymore because Deus Ex.
It's killed the fun in you.
Yeah. But I don't know. I've heard it's an impressive game. Everyone seems to love it. It does look alright. It's just not for me. How did you feel? How much did you feel like you were doing whatever you kind of wanted, what you wanted to do? Like how open did it feel?
It's not really that. It's giving you that aspect of freedom. Right. It presents you with a puzzle.
Yeah.
For example, the Hive Club. You come to the door. The bouncer's like, it's 1,000 credits to get in, and then I think you get permanent membership. I don't know. I never paid.
Right. Okay.
As I wandered down the road, two guys were going, yeah, my buddy Ben says he can get into the back of the Hive Club. Oh, let's go and have a look down the alley then. And there's a vent.
Right.
Or you can go in through the sewers.
But is it always a vent and the sewers? For
Or you can find a pass in the brothel that gets you past the bouncer.
Okay.
Or you can just pay the fucking bouncer. It's about options to puzzles.
But do you always get presented them in the same order though? Like, it's the first time do I meet? It's the first thing I see the bouncer, and I go right. I accept that then, and then maybe I could see the guys talking about the stuff, and then maybe if I carry on, I keep saying no to stuff. Eventually, something gets pointed. Like by the end of the time, you keep going. No, I'm not going to pay the bouncers. No, I'm not going to listen to these dudes. No, I'm not going to go into the vent. No, I'm not going to go to the brothel. After a little while, I like the idea of the game being dynamic and and just eventually you just walk around a corner and there's just 1,000 passes, or you step through a teleport and you're inside the club, or the club disappears and the whole thing just goes going. You have to go in here. You get into a small tube that you end up walking down. There's a door at the end. You go through the door and you're in an even smaller corridor, and you walk to that, and it's just boxing you in until you're in the club.
No, you don't have to go into the club,
right?
But the story won't progress because that's a main mission storyline.
All right, that's fine. There must be a ladder in it as well.
So yeah, I mean, you get instances where you come into a hangar and there's two fucking massive box robots.
Right.
You can take those out with an EMP grenade. You can take them out with machine guns. You can sneak past them and hack a terminal and shut them down. You can switch them against each other through that same said terminal if you have that augmentation to control bots. It just gives you, it presents you with a puzzle and goes, figure it out.
So then my next question from that is then, did you play the game knowing that there would be further options to stuff and therefore not taking the first one? Or did you just do whatever you were doing? So like, did you just go, wow, I can get in the club from the back? Or were you consciously going, actually, here's what it needs me to do, but I'm not going to do that, I'm going to have a look around to see. Did you try and find all the different ways first and then do it? No. Okay.
I just tried to find the solution that best suited the situation. So the bouncer was like 1,000 credits. I had the money. I ain't giving him jack shit.
Yeah.
And I heard two guys talking, went around the back, went in through the vent.
All right.
But you go in and out of the club several times.
Okay.
So I just walked straight out past bouncer. And then at a later time, I'd gone back, sent back to the club for whatever reason to complete a mission. And you come up to the door again, the bouncer's still like, 1,000 credits.
Right.
Like, fuck you. I'm doing a mission for your club, your boss.
Yeah. Now. My friends are inside. I've got a drink on the table. I just came out for a fag.
So I go back in through the vent and then come back out. And then on another occasion, when I've gone into the sewers, I've kind of come up a ladder and it's leaving me into the back of the Hive Club, hacked the door, just walked in because I've got access to the basement areas anyway. So they're not alerted to my presence. They don't care that I'm walking around the basement. So yeah, obviously the first time, if you try and go in through the sewers into the basement without talking to the club owner and having permission to be down there, that's a problem and shit will kick off.
Yeah.
You got to stealth past whoever's around there. So yeah, it gives you multiple options and multiple kind of conclusions and reactions to the options that you choose.
Okay.
Which makes it interesting. I mean, it keeps it alive. Obviously, dialogue. There's a lot of dialogue trees.
Yeah.
And that in turn can be affected by getting the augmentation, speech augmentation that allows you to release pheromones and select further dialogue options dependent on person type, whether they're alpha, omega, or
Nuts.
beta.
It's absolutely nuts. It's crazy. So, where does this sit then? I mean, obviously, we're going to see more of these.
I hope so.
You know,
I mean, personally, I really hope so. Yeah, I hope it's the start of a new trilogy or whatever.
Where do you think? I mean, where does it sit for you in terms of? Group them together, get Mass Effect, bring out Fallout, and bring out your Deus Ex. Where are they sitting on the podiums?
That's tricky. I mean, so far as I'm concerned, Fallout are split into two different games. Mass Effect are split into two different games. Both the initial game and the prequel or sequel rather, and the side story in terms of Fallout are so dramatically different from each other. It's kind of, it makes it tricky.
But you wouldn't have time for that. I mean, the problem is there's loads of these games coming out now, and Skyrim's on its way, as we mentioned.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to do all of these if they all came out. If, say, March in a couple of years' time, you had a Fallout game, a Mass Effect game, an Oblivion game, and a Deus Ex game all coming out. That's
a good few months of gaming. Man.
Yeah.
That's me happy.
Really?
My missus pissed. Me happy.
Yeah, all right. Fair play, I suppose. It just seems to me like, no way I can. That's like reading the Lord of the Rings trilogy in conjunction with 3 other versions of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Which is exactly why I don't like those games.
That's fair enough. I mean,
I'll try Skyrim. We'll be back here.
You
know we'll be back here. We'll be back here with the same conversation when I try Skyrim.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of the Morrowind series anyway, so that'll be an interesting conversation between the pair of us.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
Because in theory, I should love Morrowind on Xbox. I should love Oblivion, and I should love Skyrim. But I've tried to get into Oblivion like 3 times now and failed every time.
I mean, the bonus...
But Fallout I love, and it's the same company.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's the same game.
Man. It's the same game. It's nuts. The difference is you don't have to walk everywhere. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. All right. Well, I mean, anything else you want to add about Deus Ex? Because I don't know. It's just...
Well, I will be visiting it again relatively soon once I get the downloadable content, which is out in October, and discuss it further. I love it.
I'm sure it's great.
I love it. It is badass.
I'm sure it's great. But
Jensen's badass. He's up there with my heroes, my video gaming heroes now.
I don't want it in my house. That's just,
It's fortunate I'm taking it, saying it really isn't.
It's, I posted it, online, but it's not as good as The Sims Social on Facebook.
You're such a...
I mean, there's a part of me that should die saying that.
Yeah.
But
it's called your bollocks.
But I strongly believe that. So The Sims... I'm not going to talk about The Sims Social because we don't need to, and I think we've mentioned it before. But,
yes.
But The Sims Social on Facebook is better than Deus Ex Human Revolution.
I doubt it very much. And I'm not going to find out.
But there you go. So, all right, well, that's Deus done then. Done, dusted, whatever. Get it out. Brilliant YouTube video, by the way, for that, which was a dancing thing.
Yeah, I heard of it. I haven't seen.
Anyway, all right. A few other things that we've played. Well, I say we've played. I played the Space Marine demo that went up.
Yeah.
Is it Space Marine 40,000? Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine.
40,000 Space Marine, yeah.
Now, I don't know anything about Warhammer. The Warhammer series, it's crazy. And
they're little figures.
Yeah, exactly. They're little figures that you paint when you aren't going outside to see real people.
And then roll, it's not a die. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's got its own name, a hexadecimal cube or something.
Hexadecimal cube.
We'll go
so... I mean, the one thing I do like about Warhammer 40,000 is that it's got the 40,000 in the title. I like the fact that they've just gone that balls deep mental into the lore that it's like 40,000. It's not a bad game. I didn't mind it. It's third person Gears of War like game. You are playing a Marcus Phoenix you're playing a Space Marine.
Yeah.
From their series, I suppose.
Who has,
they're called,
ironically, a chainsaw sword.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing. But these guys are hulking great guys. The style is quite cool. I like the armor, sort of almost like a Roman style, and skulls and stuff on it and things. And it's basically Gears, except for you have no cover. There's no cover system in it,
right?
Because the deal is these guys are badass.
They don't rock up.
They don't cover. They are cover. So you've got the shooting mechanics, which all works pretty well. It looks really nice. But then also it's got a big component is just the melee fighting. You know, it's got a war style, bash the shit out of everything, just
Okay.
hack stuff up, and it kind of requires you to. You get blasted by a lot of enemies. Like you could play the game without doing the melee stuff, but it's just take you ages. You just need to go in there, rage up, and then just start slicing through orcs left, right, and centre. They're just exploding around you. That's kind of it. It's like it's good. You know, it was all right. You know, as you pointed out earlier before we were recording, Gears 3's out very, very soon.
Monday midnight. I imagine everywhere's doing midnight launch for it.
And if you've got to pick one of these two games, you're going for Gears.
Yeah, it's insane. It seemed like they were banking on selling every single copy they're likely to ever sell in this week's window.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. And that's probably very true, though. No one's buying it anymore.
If they launched it in the middle of fucking summer, they might have sold a shitload of copies.
So it's all right. It's not bad. I don't think we'll see another one.
Possibly not. I mean, traditionally they're RTS on PC.
Yeah,
the Warhammer series.
Exactly. And I don't think this is going to hit enough points for people to go. But we'll see. I haven't played the main game yet. Only the demo. I also kind of hate the fact that in Warhammer universe, orcs is spelled with a K.
Right.
You know, instead of a C like everywhere else. And
they're still tokens.
Exactly. Exactly. You don't copyright that and get away with it. But yeah, just hulking Space Marines, decent gunplay, chainsaw, melee tanks.
Does it look pretty?
Jetpacks. It does look pretty.
Is it using Unreal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it looks good, apart from the kind of all the orcs when you destroy them. Orcs. When you destroy them, they just kind of explode into red splatters. Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of feels like a cop out. But there's loads of them.
Right.
But I just didn't get anything from it. It was just like, well, you know,
it's entertaining enough for.
It's what you'd expect from a game called Space Marine.
Yeah.
You know, it's a pretty generic game about Space Marines.
And I think that's a problem with a lot of stuff at the moment. It is everybody's just copying everyone, aren't they? It's kind of hard to find a truly original IP. Yeah. I mean, look at November. You got when is Batman is November, isn't it?
I think so.
And it's kind of Batman and Assassin's Creed that month. Yeah. They're very similar games.
And Battlefield, Call of Duty.
Yeah. You know. October, November.
It's
No, Batman. To be fair, Batman's October. It is. Sorry.
Okay.
And then Assassin's November.
But even so, these are close.
Close together, and a lot of similar stuff.
There's a lot of people trying to force decisions out of people. You know, are you buying this or are you buying this?
Yeah.
You know.
To be fair, I'm buying both of them.
yeah, that's probably fair. I haven't thought about Assassins in a long time. It's kind of dropped off my radar a little bit, but
oh man, I love Assassins.
Let's see. Is this the last one?
No, this last one with Ezio.
This isn't 3 though, is it?
No,
that's the bummer.
This is the Ezio's ending to his trilogy.
The bonus trilogy that they suddenly just slide into the middle.
Yeah.
Like, P.S. We just I don't know what happened, but for some reason we're doing another trilogy.
We've done a trilogy inside of a trilogy. It's like what? So what?
Cheeky.
5 games instead of 3 games? Is that what we're calling a trilogy these days?
As long as they don't slot another trilogy in the middle. Just do 3 and get over and double.
And then do your spin-offs. We know they're coming.
Yeah, that ain't a series that's going away anytime soon. You know, there's a reason why Prince of Persia's gone quiet.
Yeah.
All right, what else have we got then? You got something else that you played?
Star Fox.
Oh man, the 3D and the S have rejoined to make Star. Yeah, Star Fox 64 3D, isn't it?
Yeah. It's good.
Is it?
It's good.
Is it still stacks up?
Yeah, of course it does.
I mean, Star Fox 64, which is that? Do you reckon that's the best one?
Yeah, hands down.
Really?
Hands down.
I'm a big fan of original.
Yeah, I had it. I liked it. I was impressed with it, but it doesn't stand up to 64.
64 is the one with the Independence Day like level.
Yeah,
which
I did the other night in 3D, and it looked fucking swish.
It's it's a sexy game.
And it just looks. 3D was how it was meant to be played, man.
Oh, really?
It looks awesome.
I can imagine it being one of those games that kind of works quite well for it because it's still quite simple in terms of polygons and stuff.
Because I don't think it's been remodeled, but it has been retextured.
Right. Okay.
So everything looks nice and shiny and new
and sharp.
Yeah.
You know, it's one thing you never had on the 64.
On the 64, it's hazy console, and it looks twice as worse on Wii, which I do have it on Wii as download.
Oh, really? Okay.
From Virtual Arcade, yeah. And yeah, on 3DS, man, it is. And the other thing they've done is they've recorded a shed load of dialogue for it. So literally at the beginning of every level, they talk all of the lines that come up. Yeah, they talk all of the lines.
So just like a narrator, not like
No.
Peppy's not talking.
No, it's Fox talking to the Hound.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so when he's giving you, he's going like, you need to get to Bavaria or whatever the name of the planet is to stop these people.
Did Fox have a voice though? I don't know if I want Fox to have So the others still sort of going...
No, it's all
They
in
don't do that
English.
anymore.
Yeah, it's all in English.
No, that's a part of Star Fox, man.
And when you're flying along, they're talking to you, like Peppy's talking to you, and Peppy's like,
Did they
Fox,
do that?
I need your help.
Did they do that in 64?
I can't remember.
I don't think they did, man.
I think it might have been gibberish talk, and
Yeah.
it came up with text dialogue, but now it's all in full English.
So at no point in the game is it ever going to go, whoa, wing damage.
No, but it does say, good luck.
Does it say
It's still
good luck?
got
Okay,
good
so it
luck.
says good luck. Right, that's you won a little bit back there, crazy Nintendo. That's weird. That changes it a lot for me.
Yeah, I'll have to bring it around for you to have a thrash on some point. You should definitely check it out.
Well, especially while you can still fit your 3DS in your pocket.
Yeah.
While you're running on one.
Well, I've
analog
still
stick.
got it.
Yeah, well, that's also true. Yeah, exactly.
Trade that fucker before it loses too much value.
I mean, is there anything worth saying about it? It's Star Fox 64.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's kind of like 35 quid, which is a tad steep. You've got to really like Star Fox to buy it at that price. Playing through it in different ways unlocks different stuff.
Okay.
So far I've only completed it once, and I've got a sound test. It says if I do it,
Sound test.
if I do the entire game in one sitting, I unlock some other mode. I can't remember.
Man,
what.
sound tests.
I think I was delirious. I think I had tonsillitis, and I was delirious at that
I
point.
miss the days of sound tests. Sound tests, and also this would be the key as to whether it's a good game or not. Does the sound test include sound effects?
I don't know.
Because it needs to. They need to play like the
music.
music, and then they need to play like button noises and little smashes and punches and stuff. Exactly. Those I used to always get that. Why? It's just like we're just.
Yeah, Mega Drive was the home
It's like,
champion
here's
of
the
sound
directory
tests.
where we store files.
Yeah.
You know? All right, that's pretty cool. I mean, the other thing it does have video stuff, doesn't it? For when if you're doing multiplayer.
Yeah,
Like
I
the
think
little faces
it kind
that
of
pop up
it
are
snaps your
yours.
face. Yeah,
Like Burnout Paradise did with the 360.
yeah. Though I've not really kind of looked at multiplayer for it at all.
Have you done any online stuff with your thing? Rick?
No, I've downloaded Metroid, Zelda, the
right.
Ambassador package.
Did you get that? You were eligible for it.
Yeah, because
They're not all available yet, are they? So you still
No,
obviously
it's
up to a
only
certain point,
the
you've got 23 games, yeah?
I think it's 20 in total.
Yeah.
So it's 10 NES and then
10
10
GBA?
possibly. But I think because it's GBA, you've got a couple of basically Super Nintendos in there. So I think like Link to the Past is going to be in there and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Which is Super Nintendo, but because it was out on Game Boy Advance, it's kind of loophole and kind of Yoshi's Island and stuff like
Yoshi's
that.
Island definitely one of them, yeah. Oh, that's all right. So, yeah, it's worth getting.
But yeah, no, the Ambassador package is pretty.
Can you
crap.
store them all on the memory? Has it got space for it?
No, you need. I think it's got a fair amount of internal memory, but I'm running a 2 gig SD card on it.
Oh, okay, that's all right. Yeah, so I was going to say otherwise you're a bit screwed. It's like, here's 20 games that you can't fit on the machine or any one time. But okay.
But out of the titles that are out there, I mean, I currently own Star Fox, Zelda, and Sims. I've not actually tried Sims 3D yet. Which
You're giving me shit about
I
Sims.
mainly got for my missus.
Don't matter. It's your machine, man.
Yeah, it is. But you know, I'm a caring, sharing kind of partner.
All right. We're not judging.
You say that.
Well, I can't, can I? 'Cause I'm spending all my time playing Sims Social. Which, incidentally, my apartment is awesome.
Shut up.
All right, okay. Well, so stuff. Yeah, worth getting. Best game on the system at the moment.
I would say so. Yeah.
I mean, it's not a lot to contend with it, I suppose, but yeah, I want Star Fox back. I want Star Fox on the Xbox 360.
Well, from the rumours of hearing about the Nintendo's board of directors demanding that Nintendo release games on other systems, it may be a possibility in the near future. But be careful what you wish for, because remember the GameCube, everybody wanted Star Fox back, and they released one for the GameCube. I can't remember for the life of me.
Wasn't there a couple, or was it just that?
There was
the one
Star
that was
Fox
Dinosaur
Adventures,
Planet,
which is basically Zelda, just shit.
Well, that was another game with Star Fox shoehorned into it.
Yeah,
You know,
it was basically Zelda. The formula was Zelda.
Yeah, but I thought there was another Star Fox game, maybe.
There was another Layla Wars. I can't remember what the subtitle was. I've tried to block as much of that game out of my mind as physically possible. It was shocking because you had You had three vehicle. Well, you had two vehicle types.
Yeah, I was going to say, so the
air
extra
wings.
vehicles, are they in this one?
Yeah,
The one
yeah.
you've
This one's got
yeah.
the tanks.
It's got the tanks, and you can walk
yeah.
around as well.
No.
All right, maybe that. Was
You might be able to do it
for
multiplayer.
like you get out,
There was
Yeah,
on,
like a
on
bazooka.
N64. Yeah, you could do it in multiplayer. You could drive around the tank, you could fly around the air wing, or you could
multiplayer
leg
was
it.
good.
It was alright.
When
It
you
was
were
no
just in
Mario
ships.
Kart 64.
No, but it was some of the best dogfighting stuff I've done.
Yeah, the one on GameCube, you could fly air wing, then you had the tanks, and you could get out on foot, and it forced you to do these things a lot. You switched between vehicles a lot, and the control systems were completely different for all three forms of travel.
Nice, thanks.
And so you was just completely spent the entire time just being completely fucking baffled. It was shocking. It was shocking. Yeah, best forgotten. I can't to the point where I can't remember what the subtitle was. It was Lane at Warsign, right?
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Which is weird and wrong and all sorts of crazy.
Yeah.
Where's Trenched? Is Trench not out yet?
No.
Iron Brigade.
It's supposed to be this month. Some
Is
point.
it really?
It might be next week.
I want it.
It might be today. I've not looked at Xbox Live.
That's maybe we'll have a look. All right. Okay, well, moving on then. It's our final game, isn't it? Really?
It is.
Um,
Last thing to talk about.
And yeah, this is an interesting one because I've not played it.
No.
I've seen quite a lot of it,
Yeah.
and listening to what people are saying, people think seemingly it seems to be better than I thought it was going to be. I thought this game was going to be dog shit.
Yeah, from the rumours that I was initially hearing is that most journalists were saying that it was dog shit.
Right.
Not that they suspected it was going to be dog shit. That it was dog shit. Okay. It's received. It's been well received to the point where we're sold out, and we get phone calls every fucking morning going, "Have you got Dead Island in for 360?" It's like, no.
So
No fucker pre-ordered it, so it was all done on limited print. No retailer ordered it in large quantities because no fucker pre-ordered it.
Yeah.
And so it's catch-22.
Well,
it's the Red Dead for last year, for this year.
And who would have expected it? I mean, so obviously, as you said, we're talking about Dead Island, and it made a splash when it had that trailer come out.
Yeah.
You know, that trailer, the reversed family one thing, made a big deal out of it, and then the game was shown, and it was like, this looks nothing like the trailer, and obviously it was not going to look anything like the trailer, but it looked bad. You got to remember as well, this is made by Techland.
Right.
Techland, who put out Call of Warriors last month.
Yeah.
You know, the cartel. And that game was bad.
Right.
You know, and maybe this is the reason why. Maybe Dead Island isn't as bad simply because, you know, the A team was working on Dead Island, whereas the D team was working on Cartel. You said it actually, someone said it to me before, but you've also said it now earlier this evening, it's like Borderlands.
Yeah.
It's similar to Borderlands.
To the point where my internet was cut off when I got it.
Right.
I set up a game, pressed A, and it rebuffed me, and I didn't read what it said, so I just pressed B and then pressed A again, and it came with the same fucking message, and I was like, what? And it's like, if you want a single player campaign, switch your option to single player.
Right.
So it automatically starts you off on multiplayer. Jump into anybody's game, jump out of anybody's game.
I like Borderlands.
Man, I fucking hated Borderlands.
Borderlands
It's Fallout with no spectacle. It just everything's delivered
like
in fucking text.
If you like leveling up,
there's no dialogue.
it's a game.
No, but what you're leveling up is fucking shit.
No,
All the level up
guns,
options,
guns.
all the level up options are fucking crap. It's like there's no imagination here. It is an MMO without having tons of other people.
To me, that's what I find the most interesting part about Dead Island, is that because I really did enjoy Borderlands, and Dead Island has an interesting setting. You know, it's a big map.
Yeah.
And there's lots of different places. It's not all holiday resort.
No,
there's like
city
city stuff
and there's villages and stuff.
and it's classic zombie infestation stuff, isn't it? Although the decent zombies, I thought as well. They're not all. They don't go that
vary.
whole. Yeah, they don't make that decision of like, well, you've either got Resident Evil style slow shambling zombies, or you've got 28 days later fast running.
I
zombies.
encountered three types,
Right.
which were the shamblers, the runners, and the fucking big cunts that just don't die.
Okay, right, fair enough.
So you've got the infected, which are your rages from 28 days later.
Yeah.
You've got your walkers, which are your shamblers from every classic John Romero.
Your Romero zombies, yeah.
And then you've got thugs, which are shamblers, but they're kind of like a foot and a half taller. They're like 7 foot or some shit like that. And your weapons do absolutely no fucking damage to them at all. and they backhand you and send you fucking sprawling across the
Oh
map.
yeah, because he claps back almost Far Cry like.
Yeah, and everything's gone fuzzy, and it takes you a second to get up and shit. And they're just fucking wankers, and I was like, man, I fucking hate these zombies.
There's also standard enemy attire. There's the ones that explode and the ones that spit at you and stuff like that.
I didn't come across any of those.
Actually, there's one interesting thing about this, which you've still got it.
No.
Right. There's two different ways of controlling it. In the menus option, you've got the standard way that it aims for you is the way you there's an achievement for it, actually. When you hit the button, you hit the trigger or whatever, and it swings the club or whatever your weapon is, and you can just spam that. The other way is to put it onto analog settings, which there is an achievement for. But then when you select that, you have to hold down a button, pull back on the stick, and you pull your arm back, and then you have to swipe the stick over to the right or the left, or whatever, to switch it.
Shit. I'm sure that doesn't even.
And apparently, that's when people were saying that they aim fun at first, but ultimately that's the way you play it, because then you can talk. It's got really good limb targeting stuff.
Yeah,
because there's nothing. It's really cool. You get the big guys coming after you, and you just break both their arms, and don't take them off, but they're just sort of flailing these sort of like dead arms.
And then all they can do is headbutt you.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. And apparently that's real key. Is that that body?
I wasn't completely unaware of that fact.
Yeah, exactly. This is what everyone's saying. It's like it's not mentioned anywhere. It's only that there's an achievement that you have to kill 150 people using it.
Right.
That you would only ever do it, and I probably wouldn't want to do it anyway, because it sounds like a lot of work to get stuff out. But I'm getting the vibe that it is a game that you genuinely feel like you're in danger when you are attacked. Like, it's quite tense. You don't necessarily feel like you are a shit ton stronger than the zombies.
No, I mean, initially, apparently there are guns in it. I didn't get to any point where I had any fucking gun.
Yeah.
You start off with like, the beginning is quite intense. You start off with kind of like paddles from canoes and shit like that, and they're pretty weak. Through side missioning, you get some pretty decent kind of cutlasses and
and there's like a Dead Rising style,
where you get blueprints and then you can build your own crap and
stuff.
upgrade your things to electrocute zombies and what have you. Yeah.
I find it interesting that there's 4 characters, and that's a very Borderlands thing as well. There's 4 very clear characters. You don't make your own or anything like that, or determine them. And one of them's like an ex-rapper that was performing on the island.
Yeah. No, I mean the actual rolling intro is very, very good indeed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's excellent. Where you kind of seen through Piss Guy's eyes, and he's wandering around. And he encounters all 4 of the main characters as he's going along. So the first guy's at a bar, and he's pissed out of his face. He's like a linebacker or a fucking...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because that's the thing. They also justify why each character would be kind of okay in the situation a little bit.
So, yeah, he's your throwing expert when you come to select him.
Yeah.
And then you kind of have a shove and a push with him and push him over. And then you kind of wander on through the club. And Sam B, the rapper, is on stage performing. Right. And then you get up on stage with him and kind of he knocks your drink out of your hand. And you get into a fucking shoving match with him and he pushes you off the stage. And he is the melee expert, I think.
Yeah.
You then encounter the black chick, and she kind of knees you in the nuts and knocks you over, and she's your shooting expert. And then you go into the bathroom, and there's the Spanish chick, and she's kind of seeing someone who's down and stuff. And the whole time, there's like, you're not really paying attention. Well, the guy's not really paying attention, but it's like a zombie attack happens in front of you and stuff like that.
Right, okay.
Yeah, in the middle of this nightclub while everyone's singing dancing and stuff.
Do we know why it's happened? Just out of contextually, I don't know why.
No, at one point, one of the shop guys that you talk to says like, they're saying it came from outer space.
Right.
No. I mean, I didn't get anywhere remotely close.
I mean, I'm willing to put money down now. They probably didn't come from outer space.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably the military.
Yeah, but yeah, I didn't even get remotely close to the fucking end of the game. So
it's got driving stuff in it, though, hasn't it? It's got
man, the driving is shit.
Really?
Yeah, I fucking hate it.
Is it like Alan Wake?
I can't even remember what Alan Wake's driving was like.
Sounds like it might be that.
Yeah, well, for a start, it's cockpit. I fucking hate cockpit.
Oh yeah, it's forced. Yeah, Far Cry style.
Yeah, and then when you're driving, you can look around. So if I've got slight drift on my right analog stick, so every time you start looking over to the right, I'm like, nice. I've got that much
like
view.
The character's just got a short attention span, just like, oh, what's that?
And then this windscreen gets smashed at some point inevitably, and every time you take a fucking car
right,
out,
okay.
And so you can't see shit for it for like 5 seconds while she punches it out and stuff.
The biggest complaint I saw is that you can just get in the passenger side.
Yeah,
It's just
you
like,
have
I'm
to.
just sat in a bus.
You have to look at the point where you want to go.
Yeah.
So you have to look at the driving side. Doesn't matter whether you're standing on the driving side or not, and then you bang jumped into the driving side.
Is there much places to drive around? Doesn't look like there's a lot of.
Yeah, there's a fair amount of road.
Oh,
yeah.
really? Okay.
I mean, I didn't do that much driving because I fucking hated it.
Yeah.
I did a lot of walking and a bit
I
of
quite like
running.
that first person stuff. I might be. It looks interesting, but also I'm expecting it to be pretty rough being Techland.
I mean, it's got some fucking glitchy issues. For a start, you cannot save it. It's auto save only. It's like, what the fuck?
Really?
Why can I not choose to say I've got to go and piss? I've got to go and have dinner. I've got to go out. Why do I have to walk halfway down the road from my camp for it to fucking auto save? Why can I just not save?
That seems nuts.
And then there's like real issues with that. I'd completed missions or I'd got items. It said it's saved, it's a checkpoint. I'd switched it off and then come back to it, and I don't have those items in my inventory
You've got to be
anymore.
able to save it.
And then I have to go back and get those fucking items. And then Carl Lipscomb, Shush number 7,
Right.
my colleague, he was saying that he had massive issues where he was playing co-op, and him and someone had gone and got an item, and then he jumped out of that co-op game because he had to go to work. So he works night. His second job, he works nights.
Yeah.
The guy completed the mission. When he come back and joined that guy, he couldn't complete the mission. So he jumped out, went into his own single player game, and it still wouldn't let him complete the mission. He had to walk all the way back to the hotel where the objective initially was, walk through the door, and it's like, oh yeah, you have killed that guy, you have got that item, now you can go back and complete the mission.
Yeah, right.
So it's got glitches.
I
It's
can't believe
glitchy.
you can't save the game.
I'm pretty sure I paused it on numerous occasions looking for the thing that says save.
That is
I didn't see it
mental.
anywhere. I had to walk like 100 yards down the road from my base. It doesn't even like auto save when you complete a mission. It's just like it randomly auto saves. It's like on places rather than
That's
on
crazy.
achievements.
Baffling.
It's insane.
Especially for that sort of game. as
Yeah,
well. I mean, the other thing as well I was going to say was that apparently that family
yeah,
from the trailer
Yeah.
are in the game,
Yeah.
or at least what remains.
yeah.
Of the family.
So from what I've heard, but I didn't encounter.
I
I mean, literally, I put kind of 4 or 5 hours into the game
Okay.
tops, and then got pissed off with it when he wanted me to aim for jungle to find an aeroplane. I was like, this is a bit
yeah.
lost.
I mean, are they Polish Techland? I think they might be.
I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious. I'll check it out.
I'm very down on it. If you can find the copy, you'll check it out.
But yeah, exactly. If it's really that's hard to come by. It's kind of weird. There's not been any sort of major marketing on it, has there? But I imagine it probably wasn't a very wide
I think
release.
it's going to be word of mouth. It's spreading quite quickly about it.
All right.
Gamers that know what's going on know it's out there and they want it, and people are talking about it, and people are trying to get hold of it and are unsuccessful. But I think literally this weekend is going to be its window of opportunity to sell. I think we're going to see a lot of pre-owned copies once Gears is out on Monday.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to see a lot of pre-owned copies of everything, aren't we, at the moment? I mean, so Gears is Monday.
Monday night, Monday midnight.
I'm more looking forward to that now than I was because Gears is not a big thing for me. I'm not a big deal for me. But I've kind of, because of that, not seen anything about Gears 3.
Right.
So that makes me at least a little bit, because I will pick it up.
Yeah.
But I'm quite excited to just have that adventure. Just go, well, I didn't know, I don't know that there's a 30-foot, well, I do, it's Gears. I know that at some point there'll be a 30-foot monster doing something and probably some lava in a building will fall down or whatever, and there'll be a shit driving section.
But you've not been watching YouTube video after YouTube video.
No, well, exactly, considering it leaked so long ago. I've been quite lucky. So, yeah, we'll see. So Gears next.
Yeah, I've got a cheap copy lined up, so...
Sweet. And then what else is on after that? What's coming? Well, it's going to be in November. Is it then? I mean, no, what's
it's October.
Batman.
Batman is the big hit that I'm looking forward to in October. I think there are other bits and pieces.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. There has got to be, hasn't there? Crimson Alliance I still might pick up on XBLA. Although, so actually, it's worth talking about. Crimson Alliance, that the not part of Summer of Arcade, but the one you got free if you got everything.
Yeah.
Didn't realise it had a weird pricing structure.
What's that?
It's got sort of like an in-app purchase type thing going on. So you can buy the game for 1,200 points,
right?
I believe, with all 4 characters.
Right.
Or you can buy 1.
What?
Or maybe 2 characters.
Right.
For like 800 points.
Really?
Yeah. You can choose which character. I think it's either 1 or 2 characters, I don't know, but you can choose which character. You can just buy 1 if you want.
Right.
For a cheaper price. And then if you buy the others, it's like 800 points to buy the others. Basically, if you buy them separately, it's seemingly worked out at more.
Yeah.
Which is rough. That's a rough deal. It should be the same price, surely.
Not necessarily. It's
Supposed
kind
to
of
encourage people to buy the full
Yeah.
thing. But that's a weird thing that you
and
can
to
buy.
punish you for your stupidity.
Well, yeah. Well, and also, like, what if you made the wrong choice on a character? Or something? But I just find, I find that's a weird thing that most
yeah,
of
but
fiddling around with.
it's kind of interesting and
It scares me a little bit.
why? Don't be afraid.
Because we know what
Embrace
in-app purchases
change.
are like. I don't want to be
Embrace
buying
change.
stuff. I don't want to be buying extra shit on my games.
But that's what all DLC is.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
often. But often that comes later.
Yeah.
You know, I've done the full game. Here's a bit of extra content. Not.
I'd
I
prefer
can buy
it
some of
if
the game.
I could buy DLC. Like if I could have bought all of Fallout's DLC on the day it was released, I'd have been a very happy man.
I suppose there's one more coming.
Yeah.
What's that called?
Uh,
Just who cares?
I can't remember.
Exactly,
The
you
Lonely
don't care.
Roads, something like that. I don't know.
How can they still be doing Fallout DLC? They've got to get it out quick. They've got to
This
get
is
it
the
out.
last one.
When's it out? It's got to be before Skyrim.
Next week.
Right. Okay.
Gears of War Day. It's out on 20th.
Interesting. It's fighting time.
So yeah, I'll let you know what it's like.
Please do, because I'll be
Riveted.
waiting. Yeah, I'll be waiting.
Bated breath.
All right. So there's some stuff coming next week. We'll definitely be talking next episode. We'll be talking Gears.
Yeah,
Probably some Dead Island.
maybe.
I thought. Some other stuff. You were going to pick something up this week, and I can't remember what it was. I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see. There's loads of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Anything else to add? If not, I think we are Ghost.
Yeah, I think that's about the size of it.
Well, there you have it.
Episode 9.
Episode 9 done. This is how it's going to be in the future. Just the two of us, cozy.
Just the two of us.
We may have a few guests here and there. We've got a few people we're thinking about maybe bringing out, not naming any names or giving any teasers, but there may occasionally be a person in that lonely third seat, which actually is pulled away from the table and it's sort of a depressing tone. You look at him, it's like I'm sensing the loss.
She's having Mexican tonight.
Nice. Nice. Well, that's good. That's good to know. So there we go. That's episode 9. We will be back in 2 weeks' time. We will.
Well, probably sooner. Week and a half.
Yeah, that's true, because it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll be back soon, and then we'll take it from there. I've been Mike Oldman.
I've been Shaun Hart.
And this has been Things We Have Played, which is the first rejected podcast. Things We Have Played. Anyway, yeah, that's Things We Played episode 9. We'll catch you in a week and a half. See you soon.
Bye.